She's bringing the heat with a playlist, rolling in a case to crack. She's digging through the weird and she ain't looking back. Crystal's crime and music. Hey, hey, hey. Weird little whispers and a beat that slays. She's grooving through the rumors, dancing through the doubt. Hop on the stream and help her figure it out. She's got headphones on and snacks in hand. She's sleuthing in slippers, ain't it grand? Crimes and chords, it's a curious mix, but she'll remix that mystery just for kicks. Crystal's crime and music, let's roll. Talking strange old stories with a heart and soul. From cryptic clues to a disco track, she's chasing down weirdness and never looks back. She don't solve crime, just talks and vibes with a keyboard click and detective drive. She's got music moods and wild ideas and a soft spot for victims through the years. Is that a ghost? Or just bad Wi-Fi? Did that dude lie? Or is it all a sigh? Whatever the twist, Crystal's on the screen with a snack, a song, and a mystery meme. So grab your tea and your favorite chair. She's cracking up theories out of thin air. One part groove, one part hum. It's Crystal's show, let's have some fun. Crystal's crime and music, tune it loud, where the silly gets spooky and the beats are proud. She's laughing, guessing, and spilling the tea. Come vibe with the queen of crime and melody.
Ooh. So what I'm going to do next is share a few songs with you, because you know I'm a music channel too. The first one's going to be, this is a concert I went to. Concert. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of J. Michael Phillips, but he's amazing. First time I heard him was at Yellow Wolf, and absolutely adore his music now.
Hey, do we have some respect for the dead? How many of y'all have lost somebody in here? How many in here have lost somebody? There's somebody that they truly miss and wish was here. If you lost somebody and you wish they was here, put your lighter in the air. If you don't got a lighter or a light, put 2 fingers in the air. Of course. Let's bring their energy to us. Let's bring their energy in this moment. All of us have been through some hard times. There's been some times, keep your lights up, y'all. All of us have been through some hard times. There's been times when you thought you wasn't gonna make it. That life was so hard that you was about to really give up because it was too crazy and too terrible what you were dealing with. And guess what? You're here today. So next time you ever feel like you can't make it or it's too much, just give it some time. You get past it. It'll get greater later. This song's called A Lot of God. Keep your lights up, yo. Let's rock.
Down, no grace, and
been looking like I. Thank you, Pittsburgh. You're the best.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hi, Rachel.
Yes,
Hi there. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know how I got into this live, but I'm so glad that Brad has been found out for what he is. I told you in an email that I really did not want to get involved in all this, but I have a friend that keeps up with this on YouTube, and she has kept me kind of in the loop as to what's going on. And he has got such a history of lies and deceit. And we were married for seven years, I believe. And he just makes me sick every time I see something about him on YouTube, about him having cancer and collecting money. And he is such a crook and a con artist that it amazes me at how people don't research people they give money to.
Right. I agree.
He has, I could write a book. He's probably lied about leukemia. I don't know because I haven't seen him in a long time. But during the course of our marriage, I mean, he lied to everybody. He even lied about his own son having cancer to run from bill collectors. And he's killed his dad off 3 times. He lives with his dad right now in a home that's so hoarded up with junk that you can't even go through the house. He's such a con man, and you can't believe anything that he says, anything.
Rachel, I appreciate you coming up here and speaking. I didn't think that we were going to talk. I didn't think that, we were going to have any kind of communication after, because I didn't want to bother you or anything like that. When we had spoken early on, Rachel had reached out to me, and she had said that, she has some information, and that, this is a way of life for Ace. And that this is what, how he gets by, basically. Like, this is not a new thing. This is something you would probably expect from him. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the man has a conscience. And he could just come off.
So what we're listening to is Bless This Mess. It's her channel. She took some clips from Tiffany Marie. Tiffany Marie had Rachel on panel. I have to look for the whole live. I don't know. I haven't watched this whole video. I'm watching it with you guys. I think it's important to listen to. I think I'm going to fucking dox her and tell you that her last name is King. Same as a relationship with Andy Bernard somewhere along down the lines, where he's married to a new woman who once was or is related to Kings. Jody had sent me a tag on a car, a license plate to look up, and I did, and it connected to all these people along with the jackhammer in that area where Linda is. So I think this is very important. And let's not forget, Tim Mullen was a member. There was a Simmerly connection, like Tina Simmerly and Ernie, Predator Hunter Nations. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of research that I've done that I've never been able to show you guys, or that I have showed and people have not been interested in it or backed away from it. But I think there's an airport over by Ducktown where Candace took Hunter. I have a short about it. And at that airport, it's called Tri-Cities Play Airport. And Tim was extremely involved in it. He has a membership. He goes, he flies his gyrocopters. Chase lived right behind it at one point. Yeah. Linda lives in the area. Washington County is really interesting. Hi, Jackhammer.
It just amazes me at how someone can just continually lie the way that he does. I mean, he stole money from Steve Grindstaff when he worked at Grindstaff, and I don't even know. No, he didn't steal money. He stole, I think it was stereos. He was a sales manager there for a while, and his mom and dad paid that off to keep him from getting in trouble. I told him I didn't want to know anything about it. But wow. If you want to research him, you can talk to Mike Collins. He used to be a sales manager at Chaparral. You can talk to Steve Grindstaff. I'm sure it's not undisclosed information. The list just goes on and on and on and on. He was in bankruptcy court. He's been in bankruptcy twice that I know of. He still owes me.
He's threatening to sue me. He's threatening to sue me for.
What's he going to sue you with? He has no money. He lives in his mommy's den. He doesn't even have a business. He's such a liar and a con artist. Let him sue me. Let him come after me. I wish he would. He still owes me money that I just let go. He racked up my credit cards before we got divorced. He cost me about $15,000 to $20,000.
Yeah, it sounds probably normal for someone like him. He actually, have you been following the Billboard stuff?
I try. No, I have not. I am a full-time hairdresser. I do not have time to devote to, watching all of that. But I do have a friend that keeps up with it. I know that he has scammed a lot of people.
Does she know anything about the upcoming case? She's like, how long have you been divorced from him? A long time?
Yeah, we've been divorced since 2007, but he married
Oh, wow.
another girl after me. And when I reached out to you, I reached out to her and I told her, I said, we've got to do something. We've got to bring a lot of this to the light. And
I remember when you emailed me. Yeah.
yeah, because it just made me sick to my stomach. I talked to his son and asked him, if he knew anything going on. And because, I was afraid he'd drag him into it. And he said no, that Brad had asked him to use his PayPal account to intercept some money, but he doesn't have much to do with Brad because they all know.
It's interesting. He accused me of, what did he say? I sent someone to his son's house. He had this crazy story about that I was harassing his son. I mean, the lies that have come out of Chase and anybody involved with him, I've had enough. I've really had enough at this point. We're going on now months. This guy told me Summer was alive in Indiana, that she was safe, that law enforcement had eyes on her, all of these crazy stories that he's told. But
it's never the truth, though, Tiffany. If it were true, why would he need to put these billboards up? I mean, if you just think
exactly, that's my point. And that was our point back when this all came out. That was the whole point of everything we were trying to say. If Summer is alive and safe and well in Indiana, then why would you need to put billboards up? That doesn't make any sense.
But yet he continues to weasel his way out of it. It's like people just ignore what comes out of his mouth. And that's like Cam and Allie. I have spoken with them on Facebook Messenger. And if you're so investigative, why are you letting a con man con you?
Right.
And I don't know these people, and I'm not discrediting anything they say, but it's public record. Google him, and his record will come up.
We've seen the record. We've definitely seen the record. And do you know what the theft was from between $60,000 and $80,000? Do you know anything about that?
No.
There's a theft charge, and it says between $60,000 and $80,000.
Well, hearsay is I did run into his cousin the other day, and he said that Brad had went into someone's house and stolen a ring, and then turned around and tried to pawn it. It was like a $25,000 ring, and he went to jail, and his mom bailed him out. His mom and dad bailed him out of everything. I mean, they're pretty much broke over him.
Wow.
And yet he still continues to. He doesn't have a reputable business. You can drive by his house. It's 105 Kaiser Circle. You can look and see all the junked up cars in the yard. That's his supposed business. His business is conning people and making people feel sorry for him.
So this is a way of life for him.
Yes.
This is how he gets by.
Yes.
Ziggy wants to know, do you know if he has any substance abuse issues?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that was one of the main reasons for our divorce. Number one, he couldn't keep a job. And number two, he had a drug problem.
Do you know what kind of drugs?
Yes. He was using Lortabs and benzos.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to understand what his malfunction is. No?
Who the hell knows? The man doesn't have a conscience.
Well, clearly there's a problem here with him. He's now run from YouTube. He's behind the scenes. He's in, certain creators' ears and having people do whatever he needs, right? Because unless he needs something, he's gonna have a purpose for you. So this guy has brought so many people into this. It's not even funny. The people that have been scammed is unbelievable. And a lot of these people, I believe, are extremely scared to even speak. Please don't ask Rachel where she's from or anything like that, guys. I don't want her information in my chat, or for her to please don't ask. Sorry.
Oh, I don't care. I didn't hide under any name when I came on.
Well, I know, but I just don't know. I want you to protect your privacy as much as possible. So, what made you decide to come up here to me? And thank you for coming and joining the panel. What have you been thinking as you've been watching this?
It literally makes me sick to my stomach. A friend of mine, like I said, has been keeping up with it. She lives in Bulls Gap, which is in the back door of, Summer Wells. And I'm not a news watcher. I literally work all the time. I don't have time to watch the news. It's just depressing. But I have heard about, what's going on with Summer Wells. I did watch the Dr. Phil show. I have a friend who worked at the salon where.
Why are you so involved for somebody who doesn't live near the situation, remarried, lives in another state, North Carolina, if I'm correct? Bitch, grab a link. Because Chase's son told me the things that you've done to him. I promised his son I wouldn't play the phone call, and then I played it. I played it a few times. I don't know that I have it edited. I probably should have went and looked and just grabbed that little fucking piece out of it. As a woman, as a mother, to hear somebody say that makes me think you don't have a conscience. I believe Chase's son. I do. He was nice and I betrayed him by coming out here and playing a phone call I promised I wouldn't play. I got a little gnat flying around. I'm sorry. I gotta catch this fucker. We got wood. We brought wood in the house and it's bringing them. But I would like Rachel King to grab a link. Let's listen to this. I'm going to go replay it because more people just came in. Let's start it over. I don't trust this.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hi, Rachel.
Yes,
Hi there. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know how I got into this live, but I'm so glad that Brad has been found out for what he is. I told you in an email that I really did not want to get involved in all this, but I have a friend that keeps up with this on YouTube, and she has kept me kind of in the loop as to what's going on. And he has got such a history of lies and deceit. And we were married for seven years, I believe. And he just makes me sick every time I see something about him on YouTube, about him having cancer and collecting money. And he is such a crook and a con artist that it amazes me at how people don't research people they give money to.
Right. I agree.
He has, I could write a book. He's probably lied about leukemia. I don't know because I haven't seen him in a long time. But during the course of our marriage, I mean, he lied to everybody. He even lied about his own son having cancer to run from bill collectors. And he's killed his dad off 3 times. He lives with his dad right now in a home that's so hoarded up with junk that you can't even go through the house. He's such a con man, and you can't believe anything that he says, anything.
Rachel, I appreciate you coming up here and speaking. I didn't think that we were going to talk. I didn't think that, we were going to have any kind of communication after, because I didn't want to bother you or anything like that. When we had spoken early on, Rachel had reached out to me, and she had said that, she has some information, and that, this is a way of life for Ace, and that this is what, how he gets by, basically. Like, this is not a new thing. This is something you would probably expect from him. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the man has a conscience. And he had just come off with, it just amazes me at how someone can just continually lie the way that he does. I mean, he stole money from Steve Grindstaff when he worked at Grindstaff, and I don't even know. No, he didn't steal money. He stole, I think it was stereos. He was a sales manager there for a while, and his mom and dad paid that off to keep him from getting in trouble. I wasn't. I told him I didn't want to know anything about it. But if you want to research him, you can talk to Mike Collins.
My cousin worked for Firestone. That ain't an easy job. Chase's son confirmed he worked for Grindstaff, but if I remember correctly, he also worked out of state somewhere. You know what? Let me go. We're just going to pull the conversation up. I don't know what it sounds like. Give me 1 minute here. It's funny to me how these people come out, or have come out, and so much has been ignored. This was really early on in Summer's case. The first year, I don't understand why she was so involved. I have questions about this woman. Here we go. Here's one I have. Some of them recorded. Apply all 7. Let's see what this is.
Car dealership my father ever worked at. He worked at 2. He worked for Grindstaff in Elizabethton, Tennessee. I can't remember if it was Chevy or Ford. Back in those days, I was real little. That was back whenever he was telling people that I had stomach cancer, and he was gathering a bunch of money off people. A history of scamming people. The other place he worked at was in Alabama, and it was a Ford dealership. There's some woman staying with him from, I want to say, California or somewhere. I don't know where. My mama was telling me about it the other day, because it's weird. The way they live, my mama owns 3 properties. She rents one. She lives in one with her sister. And then my dad and my grandfather live in another house. And they're all 3, together, side by side. Are you the one that talked to his ex-wife, Rachel?
I'm not. That was probably Tiffany Marie or somebody.
Right. Yeah, she's a two-faced kind of bitch herself. She abused me when I was a kid. Yeah, she was on dope just as bad as my dad was. So everything she said did have some truth to it, but she's not an angel herself either.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that. I didn't even see that.
Fucking all kinds of stuff. Car dealership my father ever worked at. He worked at two. He worked for Grindstaff in Elizabethton, Tennessee. I can't remember if it was Chevy or Ford. Back in those days, I was real little. That was back whenever he was telling people that I had stomach cancer, and he was gathering a bunch of money off people. A history of scamming people. The other place he worked at was in Alabama, and it was a Ford dealership. There's some woman staying with him from, I want to say, California or somewhere. I don't know where. My mama was telling me about it the other day because it's weird. The way they live, my mama owns 3 properties. She rents one. She lives in one with her sister. And then my dad and my grandfather live in another house. And they're all 3, together, side by side. Are you the one that talked to his ex-wife, Rachel?
I'm not. That was probably Tiffany Marie or somebody.
Right. Yeah, she's a two-faced kind of bitch herself. She abused me when I was a kid. Yeah, she was on dope just as bad as my dad was. So everything she said did have some truth to it, but she's not an angel herself either.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that. I didn't even see that.
Fucking all kinds of stuff.
He used to be a sales manager at Chaparral. You can talk to Steve Grindstaff. I'm sure it's not undisclosed information. The list just goes on and on and on and on. He was in bankruptcy court. He's been in bankruptcy twice that I know of. He still owes me.
He's threatening to sue me. He's threatening to sue me for
what's he going to sue you with? He has no money. He lives in his mommy's den. He doesn't even have a business. He's such a liar and a con artist. Let him sue me. Let him come after me. I wish he would. He still owes me money that I just let go. He racked up my credit cards before we got divorced. He cost me about $15,000 to $20,000.
Yeah, it sounds probably normal for someone like him. He actually, have you been following the Billboard stuff?
I try. No, I have not. I am a full-time hairdresser. I do not have time to devote to, watching all of that. But I do have a friend that keeps up with it. I know that he has scammed a lot of people.
Does she know anything about the upcoming case? She's like, how long have you been divorced from him? A long time?
Yeah, we've been divorced since 2007. But he married another girl after me. And when I reached out to you, I reached out to her and I told her, I said, we've got to do something. We've got to bring a lot of this to the light. And
I remember when you emailed me, yeah.
Yeah, because it just made me sick to my stomach. I talked to his son and asked him, if he knew anything going on. And because, I was afraid he'd drag him into it. And he said no, that Brad had asked him to use his PayPal account to intercept some money. But he doesn't have much to do with Brad because they all know.
It's interesting. He accused me of, what did he say? I sent someone to his son's house. He had this crazy story about that I was harassing his son. I mean, the lies that have come out of Chase and anybody involved with him, I've had enough. I've really had enough. At this point, we're going on now months. This guy told me Summer was alive in Indiana, that she was safe, that law enforcement had eyes on her, all of these crazy stories that he's told. But
if it were the truth, though, Tiffany, if it were true, why would he need to put these billboards up? I mean, if you just think
exactly, that's my point. And that was our point back when this all came out. That was the whole point of everything we were trying to say. If Summer is alive and safe and well in Indiana, then why would you need to put billboards up? That doesn't make any sense.
But yet he continues to weasel his way out of it. It's like people just ignore what comes out of his mouth, and that's like Cam and Allie. I have spoken with them on Facebook Messenger, and if you're so investigative, why are you letting a con man con you?
Right.
And I don't know these people, and I'm not discrediting anything they say, but it's public record. Google him, and his record will come up.
We've seen the record. We've definitely seen the record. And do you know what the theft was from between $60,000 and $80,000? Do you know anything about that?
No.
There's a theft charge, and it says between $60,000 and $80,000.
Well, hearsay is I did run into his cousin the other day, and he said that Brad had went into someone's house and stolen a ring, and then turned around and tried to pawn it. It was like a $25,000 ring, and he went to jail, and his mom bailed him out. His mom and dad bailed him out of everything. I mean, they're pretty much broke over him.
Wow.
And yet he still continues to, he doesn't have a reputable business. You can drive by his house. It's 105 Kaiser Circle. You can look and see all the junked up cars in the yard. That's his supposed business. His business is conning people and making people feel sorry for him.
And this is a way of life for him.
Yes.
This is how he gets by.
Yes.
Ziggy wants to know, do you know if he has any substance abuse issues?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that was one of the main reasons for our divorce. Number one, he couldn't keep a job. And number two, he had a drug problem.
Do you know what kind of drugs?
Yes. He was using Lortabs and benzos.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to understand what his malfunction is. No?
Who the hell knows? The man doesn't have a conscience.
Well, clearly there's a problem here with him. He's now run from YouTube. He's behind the scenes. He's been, certain creators' ears and having people do whatever he needs, right? Because unless he needs something, he's gonna have a purpose for you. So this guy has brought so many people into this, it's not even funny. The people that have been scammed is unbelievable. And a lot of these people, I believe, are extremely scared to even speak. Please don't ask Rachel where she's from or anything like that, guys. I don't want her information in my chat, or for her to, please don't ask, sorry.
Oh, I don't care. I didn't hide under any name when I came on.
Well, I know, but I just don't, I don't want you to protect your privacy as much as possible. So what made you decide to come up here to me? And thank you for coming and joining the panel. What have you been thinking as you've been watching this?
It literally makes me sick to my stomach. A friend of mine, like I said, has been keeping up with it. She lives in Bulls Gap, which is in the back door of, Summer Wells. And I'm not a news watcher. I literally work all the time. I don't have time to watch the news. It's just depressing. But I have heard about, what's going on with Summer Wells. I did watch the Dr. Phil show. I have a friend who worked at the salon where Candace got her hair done before the Dr. Phil show. I know a lot of back stuff about this. And she had sent me a message today, and she was saying they have found out about Brad. And and I said, well, good. I don't understand how people can just hand over so much money to someone that they don't know when there's so many other avenues. But I had looked at a video of him and just his mannerisms, and him like the cancer video about how, you're not alone. And I would like to have $1 for every time he says, and that right there should put up red flags. The fact that he repeats himself repetitively. Right. If you repeat yourself 2 or 3 times, you're lying.
Oh my God, it must have been torture for you with the lies and the talking in circles. You must have wanted to bang your head against the wall.
I would reach in and grab him and slap the total shit out of him. That's what I wanted to do. He won't mess with me. He knows better. He still owes me money. So, and he stole from my son, who was 16 at the time. It makes me sick to my stomach. I know his son. I know his family. Just the disgrace that he is to humanity at this point. How can you make money off the disappearance of a 5-year-old child and lay down and sleep at night? But he can, because he's a master at it.
Like he has no conscience, or maybe he's addicted to, scamming, walking through life, just scamming people. I don't know.
I mean, he has his CDLs unless he lost them. That was the job he took after we divorced. He drove a truck, and I'm sure that he got strung out on dope and ended up, losing that job. But the man can't keep a job. He literally has to go from job to job to job to job to job. And I'll give you just a for instance. He went and worked in Fort Payne, Alabama while we were married, and it was the last ditch effort on my part for our marriage. We were in debt. He would run to these quick cash places, and he would take a loan from this one and a loan from that one, and he would have the address changed to his mom's address, so I would never see a deal.
Okay.
So he moved to Fort Payne, Alabama. He was a car salesman. And he's a great car salesman because he's a liar. So he had the guys down there believing that he was going to open his own car lot. He is such a pathological liar that these guys were willing to quit their job there and go to work for him in a place that didn't even exist because he talked himself up.
Listen, I'm apologize. So I do not, Rachel, just a second. I do not want the name Lizzie in my chat. And anybody who writes her full YouTube channel name, I'm going to just block you for the stream. So that's just a fair warning. My mods, if you see her name written in my chat, please block. Thank you.
Funny, because Chase's son told me, Benny told me, somebody told me somewhere along down the lines, I don't want to accuse anybody, I don't remember, I think it was Benny, told me that it was Lizzie that had moved in with Chase. What I was just putting in my chat was, during this time, Chase's son gave me Chase's phone number. I was able to text Chase. I got a message back from an 814 phone number, which is 412-814-724 is my state, my area, Western Pennsylvania, where Pittsburgh is, not Philadelphia. We're on the other side of the state. That's when I started looking into shit, and I found a lot of the We Can Bring You Hope and ties up here in Norwin, Irwin, my Washington County, different areas up here. Now, I'm not going to go dox people because I'm still confused. I don't know all the ties. But when my sister's children were put on a dark web, the girl who got my sister's kid told me that she worked for something that used to help with the trafficking and save the women. I don't know how true that is, since she started a fight with me out of nowhere and doesn't give me permission to see my nieces and my nephew. I got to call CYF. I talked to them once. I have to make a follow-up call with them. But she told me in the specific area where I think I found these people, Trixie, that there was some human trafficking going on, that she knew that because of her job. I'm curious why this woman has my sister's kids, considering the last couple things I've covered she connects to. I don't like it. She's a distant relative, like step to my sister. We have different dads, same moms. But Rachel 100% comes from North Carolina. Her last name is King. She has been married to Chase. There was a point in time where there was a Simmerly involved. They lived behind the Tri-Cities Play Airport where Tim Mullen had a membership, and he even did some political stuff. Like went and spoke at a big convention or something to do with Congress or so. I don't know. Crazy. We can go over that another day. But you're starting to see the ties tighten up and where people come from and who they were prior to Summer going missing. When you look in that direction, which is something I researched. I was looking into the people and seeing who they were prior to Summer going missing. Dawn's stories have changed about Chase. Dawn has said he didn't know Chase, and then there was a fight between him and Chase, and then him and Chase were buddies. You see Benny. I have questions for Benny, things I covered, not with fighting, but honest questions. I would like to know how Benny and Chase got together, met, and went to that restaurant, and the bear spray, all that other stuff. You know, I think we could do it with professionalism. Benny just went there to visit, as far as we all know, right? So he would have an inside look, a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that went on to get to know these people. But I started researching their pasts. We're listening to a woman who Chase's son told me, and I just proved to you that I spoke to him. And there's a lot more to that. There was money being funneled to Chase's son. It was one transaction. Chase wanted a second transaction of another $4,000, but it was $4,000 and another $4,000 that he was having sent to Chase's son through Venmo. All right.
Okay, I'm not dealing with it. Okay, nobody's gonna threaten me to get off my live. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. That's not how this is gonna work. That's not how this is gonna go. This is my channel. This is my stream. I've been dealing with this for months. Okay, I'm over it. If this woman wants a link here, she can have one. I don't deny links to people. Do not write her name in my chat, please. These people are literally slugs.
Are they defending him?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
He's latched on to several. It's bad, and yeah, it's gross.
So my friend had told me to reach out to you. She said, if you want someone to know, you need to get a hold of Tiffany. And that's one reason why I commented the very first time was, because I don't know much about YouTube. I'm not a big social media person at all, but I knew this was going on. And how I got on this live, I don't know. I was watching AB, I think, whoever that is.
AB, I'm going to drop this link in my chat right now. If you're not subbed to AB, you guys, make sure you do. He's been covering Summer with me since the very beginning, like literally 18 hours. So I think it was probably like 18 hours in. So he's been a huge help for Summer. And not to mention only just that, he helped a great deal when all of this happened. And if it wasn't for AB, I don't really know how I would have dealt with this. So a lot of respect for AB and all that he did to help and alerting the community and letting people know what was going on. He really, he knew something was wrong. There's his link, sub up. He knew something was wrong and, he spoke on it. He was met with a lot of pushback, but it's worth it. It was necessary. People do deserve to know. And those, they're all of our subscribers, the community of subscribers. And, it's really important that the public is alerted of these things when they happen. And, it's interesting. Oddly enough, people knew that this was going on. They decided, instead of taking the information and researching for themselves, trying to get to the bottom of it, they decided to attack those who were, talking about it, bringing it into the public eye so that others could protect themselves financially. And now all of a sudden, it's like none of that ever happened. And now people are starting to come to their senses. I find that to be extremely hilarious.
Well,
because
I've always said
for weeks drilling it in and nobody wanted to listen. But now all of a sudden, does he have cancer? I can't speak on that. I don't know. I do know all he told me was that he had leukemia in his past and that he was in remission. Rachel, do you know anything about that?
I do not. He has lied about having testicular cancer. He has lied about his son having cancer. When I had a hysterectomy back when I was 31, he lied to the guys that he worked with and told them that I had cancer. I got the prettiest 2 dozen roses from Steve Grindstaff. That's where he worked. I wouldn't have known anything about it other than the fact that my neighbor came over to my house to check on me while I was off work and wanted to know how I was doing. And I said, well, I'm doing good. I'm recovering. And he said, well, how are your treatments going? And I said, I'm not being treated for anything. I had a hysterectomy. And he's like, oh, well, he got his car serviced up there at Grindstaff, and that's when Brad worked there. And he said, well, he's told everybody that you had cancer. So, I've been a victim of it. And, it's been like that as long as I've known the man. You can talk to his old coworkers at Walmart where he worked. I couldn't believe anything that came out of his mouth.
Oh my God, I literally believed that he was in remission for leukemia. I didn't, and I've said this multiple times, that this goes with the grift. All of a sudden, having leukemia, his leukemia came back, he said. This was literally several weeks after he told me he didn't need to go back again. He didn't need to go back to the doctor, I think he said, for like 2 years or something. And then all of a sudden, we call him out on a couple things, and he's got leukemia, and he's gone, and whatever. And that's why I said, this is textbook scamming 101.
But here's the thing. People give him way too much credit. He doesn't know anything. He lives in Sulphur Springs. He's not even close to where Summer was at. How does he get involved? How is he the closest one? You know, he's just trying to insert himself into this situation, so he is the topic of conversation. He feeds off of that.
I think maybe it's like, some people want attention. Does he
Yes.
does he need to be wanted or like praised? Is he that way?
I would think so. I mean, his parents know what he is. Everybody knows what he is. It's just not discussed in his family. They know he's a liar. They know that he's a con. They know it. It's just not discussed. It's kind of like the swept under the rug, and there you go. But the fact that people give him money, that's what I don't understand at all.
Do you know a woman by the name of Anita Baker? Is that the name?
Mhm.
Barker? And what's the name again? Downtown Julie Brown? Or I'm sorry, I think I got her name wrong. Downtown Julie Brown. Isn't that a song? Do you know someone by the name of Anita Baker or Barker?
Not off the top of my head.
Barker, Anita Barker. Okay, that name came up last night with the man from the Billboard Company. Also, did you say he has a CDL?
He does. He used to.
Is he a
used to
truck
drive for
driver?
Hunts. I don't remember the name of the company that he drove for, but he does have a CDL.
Was he? He drove for Hunt's Ketchup, like Hunt's, or is it Hunt's the trucking company? I don't know much
Who
about
knows?
trucking.
I mean, he's probably driven for every place that would hire him. He's had so many jobs. He can't keep a job.
Well, he was wearing a Direct TV jacket in the last video that I saw of him. Oh, JB Hunt. Okay, is that paper? Isn't that paper supply? I don't know. Either way, okay, it's a trucking company.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's done. Like I said, we've been divorced since 2007. So
How long? Oh, so this was a long time ago that he was a trucker.
yes, he does have a CDL. Unless he's lost it.
Unless he's lost it. Okay. Killer Beat, I reported the phone call to authorities, the one that I had where he told me that Summer was alive and well in Indiana. I did do that. I called the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and I did hand over the entire call in its entirety. It was never, chopped or anything like that. Valerie, thank you so much. It passed right by me. I apologize, Tiffany. I know he started a channel before Summer went missing, and he did a video around where Don was working. But does anyone know how he was introduced to us? Me, Valerie. Unfortunately, thank you for your super chat. He posted up the video, I posted up the video. Are we missing something in Jonesboro? And Chase posted up a video of the Meadows right after. So directly after that is when he made his video, and yeah, I introduced him to the community. Great.
Tiffany, thank you for having me, and
Very
please
welcome.
just keep up the investigative work. Maybe this will let him see that people are going to come forward with what they know about him, so he can quit scamming people, and maybe they will stop giving him money.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, unfortunately, I think that this is probably, a trend for him, and maybe he might be a little addicted to it.
Oh, sure.
It probably isn't going to change. I wouldn't imagine anytime soon, unfortunately. I never would have thought that, this billboard thing is so off the chain, and it's sickening. It's truly sickening. Thank you for coming up, and I appreciate you coming up. And I know that some people might frown upon it, but I don't deny links here. She wanted a link. She can have a link. There's no reason why she shouldn't be able to speak on this. She personally knows this person, and, I think we should be welcoming of Rachel, and, I know that people will be here. There's going to be people who don't like this very much, but
Sure.
it is what it is. This man collected funds for a billboard that was supposed to be up for 2 months, then relocated to a different area, and it was never followed through with. The billboard was removed, blamed on me, saying that I attacked a church when I never did. It's crazy stuff, right? So you just blame this one, blame that one, and then everything falls into place for them while you take all the heat and you have to deal with the repercussions of something you didn't even do.
No,
And
you're just
meanwhile-
trying to find out the bottom of the story. I mean, you're just trying to find out the truth.
Glitter Queen wants to know if I could ask you if he has ever worked in construction, drywalling, anything like that, painting, electric.
That I know of.
Okay.
But I mean, he could have done a lot of things between now and then. If it's something that he sees he can get monetary gain, I'm sure he'll try anything. But people just need to do their research. They need to Google him and see. It's public record.
Absolutely, it is public record. And guys, we're not dealing with just this isn't YouTube drama. This is real. This is about Summer. Okay, no, I've been saying this since the very beginning of this situation. This is only about Summer. This billboard was supposed to be up still. The electronic billboard was still supposed to be up. Okay, whether he pushed this stuff onto the other woman or whatever, I don't know, Chrissy, but something is clearly wrong. Now we have Rachel up here who's discussing all of this with us and what her experience when she was married to this man. So clearly she knows a little bit about what's going on, and this has been a pattern for him over the years. So I appreciate it. Emergency Me just sent a super chat. Thank you, hon. And she said, Rachel, thank you so much.
All right. Well, just keep on the search, and if anything, people should be angry with Chase or Brad or whatever he's calling himself. That if the billboard's not up and he received money for it, then he's hindering the search. He is hindering any type of help that he could provide. So they need to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He's talking out both sides of his mouth.
Well, now he's got another woman who stepped in, and he's not taking funds anymore. I believe many people have called him out, and now we're on, a different track with another person. This woman, I don't know what her intentions are. I don't personally trust her. It feels like she came in to do some cleanup for him. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't like some of the things that have happened, but it's not Chase that's collecting money anymore. We've got a woman who's generously donating from the goodness of her heart to put up billboards all around. So
But wouldn't you get in touch with the TBI, or wouldn't you get in touch with some credible business
For
to donate money to put up these billboards?
Well, I guess, this woman decided she was going to go half with him. She put in 4,000. Allegedly, he put in 4,000. Now, I don't know if that was from other people's pockets on YouTube or where it came from. I really don't. But Christy has been the one helping. And now, from what I understand, she's disconnected herself from him, but I don't know if that's true. And I don't trust it. So,
Well, I've always said you can't fix stupid. You can fix a lot of
you
things,
can't.
but you can't
I
fix
just think that it was underestimated. I think that people thought that, we were all a bunch of stupid people. It's not really good to run scams in a crime community.
No.
Somebody's going to catch you, right?
Yes. I mean, the truth will stand when the world's on fire.
Yeah.
And, just do good, be good, and try to do the best you can. But don't try to scam people, especially in this situation. It's wrong, and it will come back to you. It will. So I have done my part, and you know how to get a hold of me if you need
Okay.
to. And
I didn't want to bother you. After our last communication, I think it was like almost a month ago now. I didn't want to bother you, and I didn't want to, pressure you when we had
December 15th, 2021. Tiffany talked to her in November 2021. She was already watching AB. She already knew a bunch of information. I have questions. She connects to the same area as Anita Coswell. You hear her asking about an Anita Barker Baker. I have questions. I asked the name Reese. They would know why. Hey, Ernie, I'd like for you to grab a link. No shitting. Let's talk about Rachel Wishon. Brad, how did Lizzie end up living with you at your parents' house? And why is Rachel saying you live in another area? Let's talk about the text messages I was getting from who I think was Trixie, from an 814 number. The We Can Bring You Hope people all up and around here. Reese, right? There used to be a guy from Tennessee that would come visit up here, and I can't remember what family he used to visit. He was a cool dude. Blonde hair, real white looking. You out there, Reese? I ain't seen you since we were like teens. Hi. The old lady that I found. Where is she? North Carolina? There's a whole lot of connections. Ashboro is a very interesting area when you start looking into Nita a little bit. Hi, Thrash. Nita's trying to say that this guy ain't her kid, but I literally heard her say it. Simmerly and Evergreen. I didn't see Evergreen, Helen. Definitely Simmerly and King, Simmerly and Wishon. Definitely behind the Tri-Cities Play Airport. Definitely where Tim Mullen is like a real supporter. Fighting politics. Hiring the We Can Bring You Hope people, having Benny do it. Maybe we should go to Benny and Tim's call. Hold on a minute. I, for some reason, keep going back to this. And it's not for the reasons everybody was listening. It's for the other things that were said. I think I had these mixed up. Hold on. For Tim. I don't know who Benny's talking to. Give me a minute here.
I don't know, man.
Okay, we don't want that one. Listen to how odd this is. This is Benny and Tim. Do you have that, Helen? I'd show it if you have it. I'm curious where Candace went with Ernie that day they showed up together after the Pizzagate. Oh my goodness. I didn't see that. All right, let's listen to Benny and Tim for a little bit. We're going to click out of Rachel. You guys get the point. And actually, I know you guys don't always like my music and everybody disappears, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to draw in another audience. I want to cover music. But I love this dude. I might have to remove some shit from my live afterwards if the live goes down. But let's listen to this song before we listen to Benny.
Oh, shit. Oh, we gotta film. Motherfuckers love to run they dick suckers. I hope the day ain't the day I gotta hit something. They told me life is a bitch, so I tip fuck a real headbanger. You ain't never seen me fist pump. Don't give a damn about the games that they play. I could give a fuck what a broke boy say. I don't give a shit about a bitch, I'm paid, so it's fuck you and have a nice day. Crazy motherfucker, crazy motherfucker, you ain't crazy motherfucker. Crazy motherfucker, I'm a crazy motherfucker. Crazy motherfucker, you ain't crazy motherfucker.
Okay, so where were we going? To Benny. I hope you quit all that hawker shit, Benny. I will. I know I keep telling you. I think I have in the past, Helen. I will. Are you thinking that's Scott? Scott H?
came to return. So we have
Look at
4
the
other eyes that we know of definitively at this point that saw her,
medicine.
and that's at the hippie house, right? So at month 3, when Cam and Allie go into the hippie house, first question I told them to ask her, other than the fact, like, second question, I guess, was Summer and Candace ever here the day
I'm gonna take all my
they said
meds.
they were?
My
She said
heart
yes. They're around the camera, yada, yada, yada.
My crazy meds.
So I tell Cam, second question. When did the police come and retrieve the footage from Candace being there with Summer? Because this would have been the last time you would have ever saw Summer on camera. Why it's important is because what law enforcement would then do is they would take a segment and a screenshot of Summer in the store. That would have been the very last recording of her and the most accurate description of the child. She said they never came to get the forensic data from the cameras. I said, did you call, or I told Cam to ask them, did you call them to tell them you had the footage? And she said yes, multiple times. So, I mean, that's what she said anyways. So, without Hunter, the child could have been gone or whatever. She could have got gone at any time before Summer was around.
Listen, when it comes to Benny, I think Benny just dug himself into a ditch a little bit with Dawn and Candace. I think he wanted to involve himself. I remember his trip to Colorado, and I don't care what anybody says. This fucker was in Tennessee prior. There's even video. He said he was driving through going to Colorado on one of my lives. Hold on, I'm taking my meds. You guys, I'm not taking drugs. I'm not on pills. I have heart failure and I have to take my meds. Yes, my psych drug is in there. However, one of them is missing and I don't know why it ain't in my case. My Straterline. So I have to go look for that. Because I'm not ashamed of my mental health. No. He was 100% Helen, in my opinion. Blessed. I think if you're a public figure and you're covering missing children, the news people use their real names. Like, could you imagine Ansley Knott? I think when you hide your face and you hide who you are, that gives people a reason to look at you. Now, there has to be a safe way to do it. You don't have to dox where you live or anything like that. But I think social media is social media. Everybody's on Facebook. You can find anybody. It's sad. It's scary. And I think there should be laws put in place to be able to stop that. I'm guilty of looking people up. I pay for the Ben Verifieds. I want to know not only outside of my life, but in my life, who's around me and what they're, and it has nothing to do with paranoia. It's just I have grandbabies. When my kids were little, I told you I caught my daughter on Omegle taking her shirt off for a man that looks very much like Andy Bernard's father. It's so weird. People should never use, yeah. All right, but let's listen. I'm not listening about the phone. The cameras are interesting to me for many reasons because we listened a couple weeks ago. Candace was giving Jenna the codes and other people the codes, Dawn, okay? codes to the cameras, and Benny was being accused of accessing them. That wasn't true. Candace was giving the codes away like candy. Or who knows? Hey, Squall, where the fuck did you go? You come out here, you cause a bunch of mess, you're weird, you're paranoid, and then you just disappear. But you're still in the background playing fuck shit games with Ryan Finds Truth. Ryan, you're always welcome to grab a link on my panel. Anybody is. I like a debate.
I'm messing my mind up here. Hunter, I don't believe, is lying for Candace and saying that he saw the child when he actually didn't. But you don't hear anyone, no Walgreens, nobody saying, well, we have footage from the day they were here. Here it is. There's nothing. So it's only words. Now, and I've been talking with Andrew. It is something going on with Hunter. I don't know what. I don't even think Andrew all the way knows. But Hunter's been put in foster care. He's been removed from the house where all the stuff came from with Chris McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
He's been moved away. And there's,
It wasn't a foster care. It was a group home type setting. Andrew spoke about it. He said he wasn't in lockup. However, that's a sad situation that even Allison's kids had to go through. And I want you to remember that prior to Summer going missing, there was something going on that involved DHS, Allison's kids, and Summer and her brothers. Sherry had charges. She lost custody of her grandchildren.
Andrew doesn't know when he's coming home, nor does Allie. He just keeps saying, hopefully soon. So the thing that you have to make work is, did Hunter actually see Summer alive that day? Or is he just saying he did? Because if he didn't actually...
I'll tell you something. I gotta say and do what I gotta say and do in order to get to a point like today or 3 weeks ago where there's a stone wall. I'm asking you to do the right thing.
See Summer that day, well, it's case closed. You don't have to, if you've already thought it out, if Hunter wasn't there actually when he said he was, then Candace and Don are good for it. But if he actually was there, then there'd be no reason for Hunter to ever say, this thing is completely changed. He'll never be the same. That's verbatim what they said. He'll never be the same. Well, why not? I mean, I understand that a little girl that you play in the cosmos and say she's like your sister, that doesn't mean shit to me. When he says, oh, she was like, that don't mean nothing to me. Because all them damn kids, you see Hunter standing with 3 other kids throwing up gang signs. So I guess those are like his brothers. So that don't mean nothing to me coming from Hunter. But they got that boy sequestered right now. He's sequestered. They done pulled him away. Now, they may be telling Allie and all these other people it's for this or that, or they may know exactly why he's where he's at. They're just not going to say it. Or at least Andrew's not going to say it. Maybe Andrew doesn't even really know. That boy has been sequestered. It's too convenient. It's weird. Like, he still doesn't even have his phone back yet, Tim. TBI still has Hunter's phone. It has never been returned. Never. Why is that? I don't know. don't know. I could never know that. But that's what we're dealing with here. Right? Those are the actual components when it comes to, you know, Don and Candace. Right? Now, have I told you about little Journey? Do you know about Journey, the little girl named Journey? Oh, hold on. Sorry. You there? Ah, there you go. Okay. Have they ever told you about the little girl named Journey? Hey, what about her? So Journey is if you listen to Chris, some people that haven't been searched. But I don't know that for sure. That's Chris saying that, you know? So with what would I would assume, and from what I know about the search area, she didn't go down Ben Hill by Simpson Road because it starts to go uphill. Crazy grade change. And then once you get up to the top of that, which is about 200 feet elevation different than the intersection of Simpson and Ben Hill, you've got the whole slope going down the backside she's got to traverse. Mind you, she's barefoot. We've seen her shoes on in the lawn right there. So we know we can push the back edge of the search area basically up to Simpson Road. Everything else is going to have to deal with an exit out in a car. Like so I did it over and over and over. They say a child, 5-year-old child, walks between 1 mile per hour and 1.5 miles per hour based upon athletic ability and focus. The child is focused on walking and can maintain that. So if you say that Candace called for the police about 1 hour after she actually went missing. So then you have to automatically stretch out this search radius on the Google Maps, epicenter being the Wells. So you go 60 minutes. Because that's how far they started out behind, 60 minutes. Then you had a 45-minute delivery time, right? So you're at 105 minutes from the time she goes missing till the time they get there. And they don't just get there and start, they don't know what to do. So they have to amass forces. They have to get a game plan. Don called essentially almost 2 hours later. She called Donnie. Donnie said, call the law. She calls. Donnie's call came in at 6:30, 2 hours later. So when you open up that search radius, man, that girl didn't wander away from nothing. There was nowhere for her to wander going down Ben Hill towards Simpson Road. Nothing back there for her. She can't even traverse it on foot once she gets towards the end of Simpson Road back there by where the grade changes the mountain. So it had to have been someone took her, but that's the thing. You've got a 2-hour window where Don is unaccounted for. We know the Starlink wasn't hooked up. We know that. He says it. I got Starlink. I got 7 alibis. You got none. It is some whiskey talk in there. But, man, we know, Tim, Don doesn't turn into a complete liar when he drinks booze. He just talks too much. That's all. He didn't come up there on that YouTube and lie. I mean, so we know, okay, Starlink wasn't turned on. We know that part of his statement was true. So if he says, I've got 7 alibis, you got to kind of hone in on probably that's somewhat truthful as well. It's a 2-hour window that Don is unaccounted for when he's supposed to be on the way back from work. Now, you have to remember that while Hunter was with Summer, Don calls. Remember? Don calls Candace and says that there's somebody on the hill trying to touch the boys. How could, and then Hunter laid it right out. Like, he wasn't smart enough to think of it on his own. His people coached him along, but they're like, how could Don know what's happening on the hill if he's at work? He can't know what's going on. The only explanation for Don knowing what the hell is happening with those kids. So then Hunter goes on to say what? It was Andy, Andrew, Anthony. Well, we know it's Andy Bernard who lives over right across the street. But it's not Andy Bernard. Because Andy Bernard has been cleared of where he was at. His alibi, he was on camera at work. He was on camera at work. So it wasn't Andy. But Hunter didn't talk to Don. That's what Candace said in the truck. He also said that Andy texted and said that it's done. And that Hunter said he read that. When she got out of the car, he grabbed her phone, got into it, looked at the pictures in the trash can, and saw a text from Andy.
Subscribers only, Fizzle. Subscribers only.
The first time he said Andy, Anthony, Andrew, something. So, who is the person Candace says is on the hill trying to touch the boys? It's not Jackie Dobbs. Jackie Dobbs was having issues with Jody Sue across the street with his own issue. Police been all involved in it. I mean, that wasn't just a situation that transpired. I ran it for a while, can't remember. It's so useful. Like, you see what I'm putting together here? Like, there's 2 hours. Now, let me tell you this, Tim. Depending upon the agency, anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes is an acceptable window to be unaccounted for. Because when you add together fluff time on all these different actions that transpire in the day, when you add an extra 5 here, an extra 5 here, it could end up accounting for.
Okay. What all of this is going to lead to is the problem. None of these things are the problem currently. If you cannot just be patient and listen, then this ain't for you. Okay? Can you be an adult? Why now? Why now? Because something changed. That's why now. You thought I was going to sit here and do whatever you thought I was going to do forever. This is about Summer Wells. This isn't about Don or Candace or fucking any of them. If you can't be patient, be an adult and remove yourself.
Window of time that you're desiring an explanation for, right? So
if you don't want to see the stone wall, turn now. Because it's a bunch of people that's speeding right to it, about to crash out.
He legitimately was out of the loop for almost 2 hours. But he said he drove almost 90 miles an hour. And how long did he say it took him to get home? It took 45 minutes. 60 miles, remember? And he made it in 45 minutes. But he was out of the loop for 2 hours. He made it almost 2 hours later. If you're driving 90 miles an hour and you're only 60 miles away, you're getting there even quicker than 45 minutes. So what did you do for the other hour and 15 minutes? It's an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, that's not even give or take. That's on the conservative side, I would say. So when you put the house at the Meadows as a reverse kind of design, like, okay, so in what time could Don get away from the Meadows house in X amount of time? Well, when you draw that circle, holy cow, he could almost get home. I mean, he can get home. He could go past his house. So, in relativity, to be in that 2 hour window, the farthest Don could go out is 1 hour away from his house. She was taken from the house. So, essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to make a circle from the epicenter of Don's last job, the last house at the Meadows. And then you're going to put an epicenter at his house. And you're going to stretch these two out.
You know why I'm doing it. You know why I'm doing it.
In mileage based upon time. And they're going to overlap somewhere. And where they overlap is where I believe the data, I mean, because Don can only go, if he didn't go to work, Tim, he can only go an hour away from the house. Because it's an hour out, and it would take an hour back. That would cover the 2 hour window.
I'm done.
But you got to look at it two ways. Did Don go somewhere and maybe dig a hole? That would have took extra time. So he wouldn't have been able to go an hour out. Would have been able to go, 30 minutes out, spend 30 minutes preparing a grave, and then 30 minutes back. That keeps him in. And I hate that I'm talking this way, but let's just be real for a minute. So, go ahead. You've got to make sense of the 2 hour window. And I don't know how you do that because it's all concrete. Like things that I'm putting together for you right now are the reasons why Don and Candace have not been eliminated as a person of interest. You're trying to figure out, and especially for us as laymen, what in the hell is on Hunter's phone? They have not given that phone back. Why? He got a whole other replacement phone. It was his granddad's phone. I don't know every detail of this shit, Tim. But it's a 2 hour window. And Candace created a scenario, or someone created a scenario that called Candace, said someone was trying to touch on the kids on the hill. It was either an Andy or an Andrew or an Anthony. But we know that's not true. Because Andy Bernard was at work on camera. So who is Candace and Hunter trying to put on the hill? They're trying to put Andy Bernard on the hill. Andy Bernard was not on that hill. He was at his job. He was spotted on Beach Creek coming back that way. That's if you listen to Chris. So, and who is he spotted by? Frank Light. I mean, come on. You got a child pornographer saying he saw a fucking a drug mule. I mean, like, it's like you can't even because then Andy turns around and says, I saw Frank White on the road. Okay, so you both seen each other, but you don't even get caught up in that because that part doesn't even matter once you know that Andy Bernard was seen on camera at work. So that completely eliminates the whole call. It makes it a non-call. So now you have to quantify, did Hunter lie about a call that came in from Don saying that there was someone trying to touch the kids on the hill? If so, why would he do that? Now, if he's doing that in a self-service fashion, well, then you might start to look at Hunter having looped back around and doing something. I don't see that. That kid, he can't even Facebook right, for fuck's sake, without getting in trouble by his mom. No way he could have done something to this little girl and, stayed out of the way.
Right.
So you're back to it. Like, who did Candace say called and said there was someone touching the kids on the hill? Don. I mean, you loop right back into it. So it's Don. Don's supposed to be at work. Don's driving 90 miles an hour on these country roads to get home, but it takes him 2 hours. It takes him 2 hours to get there. So what you start to look at is, did he make it there? But there's just no forensic proof. Did he make it there? And, I mean, he would have had to have, Tim. He drove so fucking fast in his account. Got there with enough time to take the child from the hill, put her somewhere, and then come in, strolling in. Like, it's your first time there. Come on, man. Like, it's too much. The problem is when Don and Candace start talking about numbers, right? Which is definitely an understatement on this whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, like, when you start talking about times and distances and miles per hour, I'm not a mathematician on the fly, but I'm going to sit down and I'm going to put it together. And you can't, like, the numbers will never lie. The numbers could never lie. But they're all the time straight.
Hold on. Something happened. Let me go back through my chat here. Hold on. If any of you want to grab a link that I'm mentioning, you're welcome to. I hit a button. I don't know what I got going on here. Hold on, guys. How do I change my present screen? They changed it all. No, here we go. Okay. Oh, look. I can make it bigger for you guys like that. I didn't know. Okay. So what I'm saying here is it's not letting me scroll. Guys, hold on. I'm going to refresh real quick. All right. That should fix it. Nope. It didn't fix my chat. I can't see my chat. It's not letting me scroll for some. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know if you guys are understanding the connections here that I'm writing about. let's go through. Is Hunter just saying he was there that day? Was Candace using him for an alibi? Is there any proof of Hunter being on any type of camera anywhere other than his house? I think that's a valid question Benny had. I didn't want to attack underage children, but Hunter's over 18. And then I go on to, it sounds like an attack against Josie. I don't mean for it to be, but it's out there. If you guys go listen, Jody Sue says very early on, all over Facebook, that she was investigating the Wells prior because there was an incident. Sherry got in trouble. Somebody was up there touching the kids. Let me see if I can find her grandkids. Hold on. My computer's acting funny. Go figure. Give me 1 minute here. I'm trying to go to the interview. If you guys can see, my computer is not exactly working correctly right now. Here we go. Maybe I needed to refresh it. All right. Here's what we're going to do then. I don't know if my camera ain't working. It didn't pull it out. I don't know what is going on with my computer here. Here we go. Here it is. Let me add a page here. You guys see my beautiful grandparents? I don't know where the picture went. Hold on. I ain't gonna worry about that. Well, how did I get into there? Is this the whole thing? No. They speak about CYF or whatever they call it, wherever they're at. Hold on. In this interview. Jesus. I am really having technical issues.
Duggan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay. In that interview, Allison tells us about CYF grandma coming to the house, threatening True. True was so mad. Sherry talks to JLR like no other. And she gives a lot of information. I highly recommend you listen to JLR's version. I'm trying to find it because I'd like to listen to the whole thing. Hold on. JLR Hunter's family. Let's see if we can find it that way. Oh, here we go.
226.
What do you need?
Oh my God, it's them. I gotta go.
Come on, go.
It's Hunter's family.
Okay, let's go ask them right to
Let's
their
go,
face.
let's go.
Right, we're on a public street. Who cares?
Fuck. Hurry up. Come on.
Come on. Let's go. That's them. Let's go.
Hi, Kitty.
We've been everywhere looking for her. Everywhere looking for her.
So,
Hi, how are you guys?
it's Allison.
Allison, how are you? God bless you. How are you?
Hunter's mom. How are you?
She's going through a lot.
I know.
She's going through a lot.
Well, we did talk to Dawn last night. But more importantly, more importantly, I will tell you this. We talked to their neighbors.
I don't have nothing to say about it either.
No, actually, they said a lot.
They said a lot.
They said a lot.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of them said something very upsetting.
Listen, I tried to help the woman. Sherry, just stop. And,
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry
come
about
on, you
talking
just
about
shut
how
up.
you-
You're
Yeah.
dead anyway.
What do you mean? Like, would you try to help the woman? Like what?
No. Like not to give the kids alcohol and drugs and shit like that.
She gave Summer alcohol and drugs?
She said that you're really Sherry, that she's really
Really?
me.
Did you see it?
And then I'm like, no, that's
When did
not
she
the
do that?
case. And they're like, how do you know? Do you
When
know
I
this
first
kind of
met her.
family? Yeah,
You
baby, like 20, over 20
But she
years.
had
Yeah, I know
puppies.
this family.
My kids are attached to dogs. My granddaughters are animal lovers.
Yeah. I'm an animal lover. I saw your kitty right there, and it's like, here, little kid. So she would give Summer, Candace would give Summer drugs and alcohol.
I know alcohol comes out.
Did
She was
did
gonna tip them on the bottom.
did Don?
They wanna
Don
blame
gave
Hunter.
Don gave Candace drugs and alcohol
I honestly
too.
think that they,
My
you
goodness.
know, it's really basic.
The boys too. Everybody.
Oh, completely different.
Excellent.
Can I ask you?
And I think that
Did-
that was the case. Is that
You think? No,
word
no,
out,
Brian.
created something
Do you think
different.
Candace was, or Summer was sexually molested by anyway by the family? I mean, because we're hearing rumors. You do. By who? Don? Or
Probably your mother.
I know.
probably the mother too, Candace. Wow.
Yeah.
So, do
But
you
he
feel?
said- but this
What do you feel happened to her?
said that he wasn't going to put it on
It could be
TV or
Couple things,
Facebook.
like-
He did.
where she went and asked for a piece of candy.
If you sign
The, mo-
something
the
saying
grandmother
that
had
he
just came from the doctor's office that day. Probably got the pills out, and Summer went and got Pelly with a piece of
I heard a lot of
candy.
negative things about Chris.
Oh, ate the pills. Ate the
I
pills.
get-
And then
Is
he
that
told my-
like the rumor going on like that?
one night? And it was about 3 o'clock.
At the
in
house, you
morning.
think she took that?
I checked. I came over at 2 a.m. to check on you guys. And you guys were great. They were sleeping. Yep. And then whatchamacallit there, Jeffrey Gum. He put my son's address right
Did you
there.
ever see Candace,
that's
the mom, hit Summer?
No.
Who are
Charlie
you?
Gohan.
I'm Allison's brother.
Oh, they
Oh,
tried
your
to
brother?
come and,
I'm promoted.
Oh, you're a mother. Oh, what's your name?
take Hunter.
Sherry.
Sherry. Yeah. How are you? Yeah.
They
I'm
put it out there that I'm dead.
Who put it out there?
Candace and Donnie.
Can I ask you something? This is going to probably upset you, and I'm so sorry. I don't. That's not my intention whatsoever. It really isn't. You know, I just want to find out, what your thoughts are. I hate even having to ask you this, but with him going to the watering hole with Candace and her giving him alcohol, do you think that she did something with him?
No. With Candace.
You don't think so?
Wait a minute.
Her and her mother.
Candace was sexually probably did do something to Hunter.
No, she did not.
Bullshit. I seen it with my own eyes. There was signs there. There was signs there. I didn't like it. I warned them. I backed the fuck up. Yeah, be in denial, but truth hurts.
I think they
I think they were too because she gave them alcohol and shit, and the kid didn't know what was going on, and
Because that was the sentiments of the neighbors there, that she was a sexual deviant.
A neighbor.
And so that's the only reason. I didn't mean to upset you, Kim. I didn't. But that was the reason I was asking that.
it bothers me too. He's my grandson.
We all went, oh my God, like that.
Yeah.
Right at the park.
Who's your grandson?
Right up-
Hunter.
Oh, Hunter. Oh, yeah. How's Hunter doing?
She'll come back out and talk to us.
How's Hunter doing?
I don't think she ever went to plant
He's really
flowers.
messed up.
I don't know. No one
Yeah.
could witness that she was up there planting
And it's-
flowers.
a lot of
I
it
think
has to
that
do
she
with them.
suffered a secondhand drowning.
I agree. I agree with you.
Like she
And
was
you know
almost
what?
like a child.
Enough is enough. It's been. I'm sorry. I didn't.
It makes me
Yeah.
mad.
It doesn't take long.
It's been 6 months.
See, people
It's
think
been
that-
6 months. And
And I
why?
think that baby
Somebody
was
goes
up
under
there.
that
You do.
they are not under very
On the
it
land.
matters about how
Or
much
else
water
they
you get in your
They have
lungs.
access
Right,
to
and
the
you can
goddamn
water in your
little
lungs
down
seconds
there
or whatever.
Where's that at?
I don't
You
know.
know, and what's to say she didn't hit her head?
What about that cemetery across the street from them? You ever been in the house?
Yes.
You been up there?
Yeah.
I
There were
very
certain
much
things I
believe
didn't like,
that
so I
these
just cut my
children were
ties.
unsupervised.
Like what? What didn't you like?
In
We're
lots
giving the
of
kids
We're also
alcohol.
told by
Yeah.
the same neighbor
All that.
that these children got a bath maybe once a week.
If
Is
you're
the house-
lucky.
is the-
If you're lucky. And the father would take the little girl in the shower and brought her downstairs to go to sleep one night naked, no diaper, no nothing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like Ryan won't even give Addie a bath. Like
Yeah.
too many,
I'm sorry.
too many things can be said
Right,
anymore.
yeah.
So like my daughter's father won't even give her a bath because
Yeah,
this
but
is
when
how-
I
What's their-
was-
what's their
that's what I
house
tell
look
people.
like
When I
inside?
was
Is it a
growing up,
mess?
You know, nobody thought anything of it, but with all
Did you
it
see
was
like
dirty. It was
like what did you
nuisance.
see all over the
Now
place?
it's like you go a day without
Clothes,
hearing it.
garbage.
It's new.
Yeah.
Garbage on the floor and stuff.
Can somebody go get Kim?
How many
I'm sorry,
dogs- they
I'm
got-
sorry, I wasn't trying. I don't think she was that bad at it. Yeah, because she was mad at
She
her
mad,
mom.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was mad at her. But that's mother-daughter thing. Don't worry about that.
No, but they say it, they do it to her on her phone.
Who? Okay, let me.
So we're already listening. What you're hearing is her saying that she thinks that they were upper touching. This gets a little deeper, but Allison gets mad because Sherry's saying she's been telling Allison that she felt something was going on with Candace and Hunter. Was there? Was Candace doing something? I feel like we should listen to that over.
The family, yeah, it's like over 20
We
years.
can't
Yeah, I know
puppies.
this family.
My kids are attached to dogs.
Watch all the stuff.
My
And what
granddaughter
happened
are
Let's go. Let's go. That's them. Let's go. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty.
she's not in the neighborhood.
We've been everywhere looking for her. Everywhere looking for her.
So,
Hi, how are you guys?
that's Allison.
Allison, how are you? God bless you. How are you?
How's his mom? How are you?
She's going through a lot.
I bet.
I know.
She's going through a lot.
Well, we did talk to Dawn last night. But more importantly, more importantly, I will tell you this. We talked to their neighbors.
I don't have nothing good to say about it.
No, actually, they said a lot.
They said a lot.
They said a lot.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of them said something very upsetting.
Listen, I tried to help the woman. Just, Sherry, just stop. And,
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry
come
about
on, you
talking
just
about
shut up.
honey.
You're
Yeah.
dead anyway.
What do you mean? Like, would you try to help the woman? Like what?
No.
Like
That's
not
not
to
what
give
I'm
the kids
saying. That's what
alcohol and
people
drugs
on
and shit like
the
that.
She gave Summer alcohol and
She
drugs?
said that you're really Sherry, that she's really
Really?
lucky.
Did you see it?
And then I'm like, no, that's
When did
not
she
the
do that?
case. And they're like, how do you know? Do you
When
know
I
this
first met her.
family? Yeah,
You
baby,
from
like
up
20,
there?
over 20
They
years.
said
Yeah, I know
puppies.
this family.
My kids are attached to dogs. My granddaughters are animal lovers.
Yeah, I'm an animal lover. I saw your kitty right there, and it's like, you're a little cute. So she would give Summer, Candace would give Summer drugs and alcohol.
I know alcohol was out.
Did
She would
did
go tip them out of the bottle.
did Don Don gave Candace drugs and alcohol
I
too?
honestly think that they,
My
God.
you know, it's really basic.
The boys too, everybody.
Oh, completely different.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you?
And I think that
Did-
that was the case. Is that
You think? No,
word
no.
out made it
Do
something
you think Candace was, or Summer was sexually molested by any way by the family? I mean, because we're hearing rumors. You do. By who? Don? Or
Probably your mother.
probably the mother too, Candace. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you
he
feel
said, but this
What do you feel happened to her?
said that he wasn't going to put it on, or it could be in TV or Facebook, like did, where she went and asked for a piece of candy.
If you sign
The,
something
the
saying
grandmother
that
had
you
just came from the doctor's office that day, probably got the pills out, and Summer went and got probably with a piece of
I've heard a lot of
candy.
negative things about Chris.
Oh, ate the pills. Ate the pills. Is that like the rumor going on like that?
One night. And it was about 3 o'clock.
At the house, you think she took that?
I came over at 2 a.m. to check on you guys, and you guys were like, Great.
They were sleeping.
Yep, and then, whatchamacallit there, Jeffrey Dunham, he put my son's address right
Did you
there.
ever see Candace, the mom, hit Summer?
No.
Who are you?
I'm Allison's brother.
Oh.
Oh, your brother?
I'm from Mobile.
Oh, you're a mother. Oh, what's your name?
Sherry.
Sherry. Yeah. How are you? Yeah.
They put it out there that I'm doing.
okay?
Who put it out there?
Candace and
Can
Donnie.
I ask you something? This is going to probably upset you, and I'm so sorry. I don't. That's not my intention whatsoever. It really isn't. You know, I just want to find out. You know what your thoughts are. I hate even having to ask you this, but you know, with him going to the watering hole with Candace and her giving him alcohol, do you think that she did something with him?
No. When Candace,
You don't think so?
wait a minute.
Her and her mother.
Candace was sexually, probably did do something to Hunter.
No, she did not.
Bullshit. I seen it with my own eyes. There was signs there. There was signs there. I didn't like it. I warned them. I backed the fuck down. Yeah,
It was not
be in
sexual.
denial, but the truth hurts.
I think they
I
were.
want to
I think they were too, because she gave them alcohol and shit, and the kid didn't know what was going on, and
Because that was the sentiments of the neighbors there, that she was a sexual deviant.
A neighbor.
And so that's the only reason. I didn't mean to upset you, Kim. I didn't. But that was the reason I was asking that.
it bothers me too. He's my grandson.
we all
Yes,
Hey,
Ernie.
Kim.
Oh, you finally decided to let me on your panel.
Yeah. You gotta give everybody a chance.
Right. So is Trisha going to clear up the rumor? Or are you going to clear up the rumor or no?
Who am I gonna clean up? What room are we talking about?
Do I have to say it again?
I mean, if you want me to try to clear something up, I need to know what I'm clearing up. I'm trying to be.
The lie about me smuggling meth into a prison in my pussy. But
Well, did you do it?
You're
Did you do it?
completely unbothered by this, right, Ernie?
I am really.
Like,
But
it's
did you
no
do it?
skin off your back
Do
because it
me
has
a
nothing
favor.
to
Do me a
with you.
favor. Do me a favor, Tiffany. Remove your hair on this side a little bit.
What?
Your hair is on this side. Take and pull it back just a little bit.
No.
Take and pull it back just a little bit.
No. Why?
Why? I'm asking you. Why not? Why not? Take and pull your hair back just a little bit. Now that I see you live.
What side, Ernie? The side
Right there.
perfect for you?
Yeah, right there. I like that. That's good. Thank you. Let me see. Somebody else wants to come up here.
I
Trisha.
really honestly would like to speak to the Trisha girl that
There you go.
Hi,
Hi,
Trisha.
everybody.
What I lie about you? What do you mean?
You said I live in Rogersville and that I smuggled meth into a prison in my vagina. You don't remember that?
That's what I was reading on the internet. It's all over the
So you
internet.
just
I
put
didn't
it out
post
there
it. I just read it.
Oh, you didn't say that you found me?
I didn't post it. I read it.
Well, I'm saying she's a YouTuber. Tiffany? Does that ring a bell, Miss Tiffany? Guess what? I found out. So little Miss Tiffany is really from Rogersville. I've shared all the proof on my Facebook group, and so is Ernie. So, she has methamphetamine charges. She's trying to smuggle drugs into the penitentiary in her vagina. She also has very, very bad background cause. Oh my. And she's from Rogersville. Yay! We found out! We found out! We're not really from on Thursday. Don't remember?
I mean, it does look like you. But I don't know.
Okay. So that's all you're gonna go on, is that it looks like me? Yeah,
She's having technical
So Ernie, are you gonna take it off your Facebook page or no?
I'm not done with you.
Oh, you're not.
Pull your hair back. Pull your hair back a little bit.
I'm not.
I think you got. I think you got. Bad problem. I think you got a real bad problem. You're a smart ass for once. You're a smart ass. You may. I'm not prepared. Where you taking your shit at? Literally. Pull your hair back. Let me see your jawbone structure on that side. Pull your hair back. Let me see your jawbone structure on that side. You want me to do an investigation? Pull your hair back. Let me see your jawbone structure on that side. You want me to do an investigation here and prove it to you? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Is this not good enough?
Who remembers Trisha? Her and Ernie had a connection. They were really close. More psychic shit. She came out as a psychic as well. All these Serafina, they were all like attached to Serafina, where Ziggy's attached. Where Ziggy lived very close to Ernie Shell's family, Brenda Shell, who was married to Clark, that Ziggy speaks about, who is also related to the Marvin Simpsons, who goes back to Cotton, where Dawn was on the hill picking a little girl up. Chimney Top, where the picture Skyline News was putting out of Fred's dad's truck. As he said, some satellite got heat wave information of 3 people leaving Summerwell's neighborhood house, hill, in a truck. Yeah, bunch of crazy shit. Go back, see if you can remember it all. All right, let's go back to Sherry, because I want you to hear what she says. Oh, where did I put it? Hold on. About the ECF. We'll go to that point.
Oh my God, like that.
Yeah.
Right at the point.
Who's your grandson?
Right up here.
Oh, Hunter. Oh, yeah. How's Hunter doing?
She'll come back out and talk to us.
She was a check.
How's Hunter doing?
I don't think she ever went to plant
He's really
flowers.
messed up.
I don't know. No one
Yeah.
could witness that she was up there planting
And it's-
flowers.
a lot of
I
it
think
has to
she
do with
suffered
them.
a secondhand drowning.
I agree. I agree with you.
Like she
And you know
was
what?
like a child.
Enough is enough. It's been. I'm sorry. I know.
It makes me mad.
It doesn't take long.
It's been 6 months.
See, people
It's
think
been
that-
6 months. And
I think
why?
that baby
Somebody
was
goes
up
under
there.
that
You do.
they're not under very
On the
It
land.
matters about how
Or
much
else
water
they
you get in your
they have
lungs.
access
Right,
to
and
the
you get
goddamn
water in your
little
lungs,
down
not
there or
nurse,
whatever.
not
Where's that at?
I don't
You
know.
know, and what's to say she didn't hit her head?
What about that cemetery across the street from them? You ever been in the house?
Yes.
You been up there?
Yeah.
I
There were
very
certain
much
things I
believe
didn't like,
that
so I
these
just cut my
children go
ties.
unsupervised.
Like what? What didn't you like?
We're giving the kids
I was
alcohol.
also told by
Yeah.
the same neighbor that these children got a bath maybe once a week.
If
Is
you're
the house-
lucky.
is the-
If you're lucky. And the father would take the little girl in the shower and brought her downstairs to go to sleep one night naked, no diaper, no nothing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like Ryan won't even give Addie a bath. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
too many things can be said
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So like my daughter's father won't even give her a bath because this
but
is
when
What's
I
their
was-
What's their
that's what I
house
tell
look
people.
like
When I was
inside? Is it a
growing up,
mess?
Nobody thought anything of it, but with all
Did you
this,
see like
it was
what did you see all over the
now
place?
it's like you go a day without
Clothes,
hearing it.
garbage.
It's-
yeah.
Garbage on the floor and stuff.
Can somebody go get
How many dogs? They got.
Sorry, I wasn't trying. I don't think she was that bad at me. I think she was mad at
She's
her
mad
mom.
at me.
Yeah, she was mad at her. But that's mother-daughter thing. Don't worry about that.
No, but they say if they do it to her on her phone.
Who? Okay, let me ask you something. Do you believe the kidnapping theory?
Watching her daughter cheerlead with her daughter's boyfriend. And
If it was, who could have kidnapped her? Like, I mean, do they have any like enemies who?
is cheerleading.
Probably, I don't know, but
When she's supposed to stay inside that way,
that's-
somebody.
But she has nothing to do with it. She's a.
It just doesn't make sense, right? Like a kidnap. We went there and we saw all around Beach Creek up to Ben Hill, and it's that 11 acres there, up on top of the hill. How
they
could
got a lot
somebody?
of acres too.
Yeah, but how could somebody just come out of the middle of nowhere and say, "Hey, we're gonna go
How
kidnap"?
can the little girl, okay, the cellar, all right, in the basement,
Right.
go out the
You know
door
what I'm saying?
and somebody
My
kidnap
question
her?
is, and
First of all, you gotta go up a goddamn rickety-ass driveway,
With her mom and her
you know, and all
So I
that.
find it odd.
There's no way.
Find it odd that they constantly go to that flower bed to justify why that was there, and it just kind of gives you the EBGs. Yeah, EBGs about it.
Yeah.
Would you mind going and getting Kim so we can just?
Allie.
Oh, is her name Allie?
Yeah, it's Allie.
I'm sorry. Why did I call Kim? I'm sorry. It was.
Well, hopefully, they're held accountable. I mean, it's sick of what you do to, you know, it's a child. Does a lot of people know about that around here? This case, like, is it talked about or just it is? We were.
Social media blew it all. It's all over.
Has media came and talked to you at all? Did any media come talk to you? Any media come talk to you? No. Oh, they talked. What about police? Did police come there? They did. TBI?
Oh, I can only imagine. But you have to understand.
I know that,
And it's not Hunter's fault. No. And Allie, you guys are victims too. Allie, I just want you to know that. You guys are victims of this nonsense too. You don't deserve
what?
what's going on. You know,
I know she's mad at me, Ma.
I'm Molly Golightly, and I have one of the biggest voices in the YouTube community. If there's anything that you want to say, please say it. Just say it now, and I promise that that message will be heard loud and clear.
Don was on Mother and Grandmother knows where that baby is.
God
And
bless.
probably the father does too.
What were you gonna say?
I was on YouTube the other night. I had a lady text message me on Facebook. She even went through some of my friends list and she got a hold of my sister in New York and everything.
Yeah, my
Don was on Facebook and he said, well, YouTube, and he said that my 12-year-old daughter even said her name and what we called her.
I heard it. Has a badass body.
Has a body from fucking hell.
Yes, we have that.
And
She's 12.
I do know
Vicky
for
sent it to me.
So when you heard that, what happened? Like, what was your thoughts when you heard that? You were like,
Fucking sick motherfucker, something needs help.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can catch charges, that's it. Like, no grown-ass man needs to be talking about a 12-year-old like that.
And I know that he also even gave Bear alcohol because he gave my grandkids alcohol and did something to them.
who?
Donnie.
Donnie did something to your grandkids? What did Donnie do to your grandkids?
Molested them probably.
When?
When we used to hang up there and they used to stay the night, but I stayed the night once up there, didn't like it, and didn't. But the kids, I thought she was supposed to be a
Mom, I love you.
There you have it. Jody talks often. I'll find some clips of what Jody was researching when they left because of something that happened on the hill. You also hear Benny. We're going to go on. Where was I? Did I split it? Hold on. I did. We'll start right here. This is what I was showing before, which is what led me to go to that.
Drove so fucking fast in his account. Got there with enough time to take the child from the hill, put her somewhere, and then come in, stroll it in. Like this your first time there. Come on, man. Like there isn't. It's too much. The problem is when Don and Candace start talking about numbers, right? Which is definitely an understatement on this whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, like when you start talking about times and distances and miles per hour, I'm not a mathematician on the fly, but I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna put it together. And you can't, like, the numbers will never lie. The numbers could never lie. But they're all the time stretched. The numbers way past the envelope, like way past, right? So, come on, man. I mean, render me an opinion based on him saying at 3:30, Tim. At 3:30, what did he say he did? Ran outside, threw his tools in the car, right? And headed home. What do you mean you were headed home at 3:30 going 90 miles an hour? You would have been there by 4:30 at the very latest. That's all.
Times, we're not worried about the times. This is getting to a point.
Whole hour. You didn't even make your call until almost 6:30. That's 2 hours. So what that means is that essentially, if he's throwing his tools in the car at 3:30 to rush home, Tim, from 3:30 until 6:30, almost squeak a whole nother hour out of it. 3 hours, John is involved in the knowledge of what's going on, making a call, but still not home yet after 3 hours. What do you mean? Once I heard him say, or maybe it was 4:30, something like that. Okay, even 4:30, so that takes away that extra hour and still puts it back at 2 hours. We know this. You can never, 2 hours is enough to take down the World Trade Center building. That happened in 60 minutes. Like, clearly, whoever, like, 2 hours is too much time. But you see how you could almost burn 3 hours. Like, well, maybe it was 4:30, I don't know. Okay, well, let's say we take that hour back. Make the 3 hours work. You could never make 3 hours work. So let's give them the hour back and let's make it 2 hours. You still cannot make an hour drive at 90 miles an hour take 2 hours.
Can I say something? The truth hurts.
Yes.
My mother, Sherry, was on Bed Hill Road. My grandmother was never. Only when I had to call the cops to go pick up my kids that night, and me and my grandmother were on the bottom of her driveway.
There's a lie in there somewhere. And why is there a lie? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know why she might not want me to listen to you. Who's that, Candace? Yeah. And let me tell you what, Tim. Trying to separate the Tim and Danny thing, you know. I promise you, Tim, I learned how to tie my shoes when I was 3 years old. It's, I'm looking at it, this is the way I've been looking at it, Tim. Like, there's no plausible way based on the numbers that we've all heard. And that's all I wanted to do last night was it wasn't even anything about yes or no. I wanted her to tell me numbers last night. I want her to tell me numbers. Tell me the numbers again. Because if I ask you all the same questions you've already answered with numbers, those numbers should still be the same. If those numbers change, well, now I've got to compute why answer A back then isn't the same as answer A now. It's different. then try to compute what doesn't change, numbers, why it's changed. Should be no reason for any of these facts that ever change. Let me tell you what, when she was bitching about you at the phone last night, she said, and I have it on recording, she said, Tim took Donnie to jail. And then Donnie gave Tim his phone to bring back. So when we asked about the phone,
The problem is here. The problem just got here.
acted like he had just found the phone. Yeah. So I'm like, well, why would Tim do that? Well, I don't know. And I mean, I texted and said I found it in the car is what I texted, which I had found it in the car because that's where it had been. But no, like I said, I did not want to venture into any of the territory, but this is Dawn's, and we had already done it once, and it wasn't working. So I had permission to do it because we'd already tried it, and I thought I've got to get it backed up. He asked you to do it? We tried it at his house, so he already knew. Because see, she made her and Chris make it seem like
Stonewall.
Donnie was completely unaware, or no one, like you had a nefarious reason for downloading the stuff from the phone. Don would not have known that. Don would not have known I did it that day because Don wasn't thinking. But because we had already tried to do it at his house, I did her phone that day, but his phone kept stalling and wouldn't work, and so he never got his pictures and stuff downloaded. So I wanted to get his pictures and stuff downloaded, and then finally I just said I'll just do a complete download back up to the phone through this goofy iPhone, whatever it is I had to put on my computer. And I did just a complete back down. And I set the phone down, and I'll tell you exactly what I was going to do. That phone would stay there if nobody had ever asked. And the second that Donnie got out of jail, I'd have handed it to him. So here's your phone. Because that is his private phone. Right, now check this out. We're all on the same team. And this is what really messed, and pardon my French, this fucked Candace up when I said it. I said, why would you and Chris be upset that Tim downloaded the information off the phone if we're all on the same team and we just want Summer to be found? Why would that be a problem? And they couldn't explain that to me. I said, what are you, because it seems like what are you afraid of Tim seeing on the phone? Like, why is it a problem? It should be no problem. Like, the open terminology is backed up the phone. Backed up. Download some previous. Backed up the phone. I had to try it in 2 or 3 different ways because I was trying to stick apps on in order to get it. All you got to do is download iTunes. Well, that's what I finally found out. Remember, I'm a Droid guy. I can stick my Android up there and just boom, I got it. And this thing, it was like stubborn, and it would give me 10 pictures and then freeze the phone. So I'd reboot the phone and get 5 more pictures, reboot the phone. And I was getting frustrated, and I thought, my goodness, he probably wants his contacts, he probably wants his messages. I said, and then that's when I did a little Google search and put iTunes on there and just did a full backup. And that was it done. What could have been are we worried that Candace might have done something with the phone? You mean myself? Yeah. Just a second. Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm in the store with my parents.
I didn't see this. You're looking really good, Crystal. Keep doing whatever you've been doing. It's working, but I'm not stealing from you and never have. So I'm with Jody Sue on that. Chill out and everyone related. Chill out on everyone being related. Oh, that's all I mean. I never said you were stealing from me. I've never met your father, neither has my dad met him. My dad is the most straight edge guy you could know. Let's talk, Ziggy. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. My husband starved me for a month. Fuck. And then I am on Ozempic. However, I didn't take it because I didn't have insurance or money for like almost a whole year. I just cut my carbs. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I've lost, I think it was like, I was 18 pounds to my goal. So 88 pounds, something like that. But I did get my Ozempic back. I'm having problems. There's something wrong with my phone. It won't let me pull out SIM card. But I wanted to show you a few things based on the lawsuit stuff. All right. Now, Ziggy, you say you didn't meet my dad. However, a question I have for you is, Patricia, your dad might be straight-edged, but the windmill thing to me is odd. I'd like to know if he's involved in any stock market shit. I do want to know about you living near Brenda Shell. And I do want to tell you that I 100%, I don't have my husband's phone and my phone's broke. I want to show you guys messages between my aunt and I again that I showed the other day, which is proof my family is family with Fred's family and all the people on Lighthauler and Elliott's and whatever. You see, my Aunt Rosemary moved away quite some time ago from Tennessee. She married my uncle and they moved to Pittsburgh. And then she moved to Arizona from there, which is where my father lived with his borderland. I definitely 100% have Tennessee Morlock and Elliott connections. Through marriage, it's my uncle's wife. My uncle would be my brother's blood brother. And his wife would be from that area. And they watch. They haven't been on here denying it. When I have the screenshots, I'll show you. It ain't everybody's related. It's your connection to Miami that throws me off, because I know the area that you frequented growing up, right? Where your dad's condos were. And you know where the psychic shop is right around the corner because you lived there. And I lived there, so I know where it was too. Just like we know where Versace's house was and Wet Willie's. I've heard you talk about South Beach. We can go into detail. I'd love to have a conversation. It's one of my second home. But thank you for the compliment. I would love to have a true conversation with you concerning this. All right. Let's go back to Benny.
Instinct. They would just, I didn't think it through far enough, except I finished what we started to do, whatever it was at his house. I wanted to have it. It's his phone. When he got out, I wanted him to have his stuff. That's his stuff. No, I agree. There were too many fingers, too many people walking in and out of that house. Steal that phone from Candace. I mean, these were going probably through my head at 10 miles an hour. But he was like, this is his stuff, and I'm his friend. I'm going to back up his stuff for him, period. Yeah, that's the motive.
Are you able to look at the data that's in the backup?
I think it's just one gigantic file. I'm sure there's probably some way to hack into it. I'm not really interested.
Well, so let me ask you a question. Why wouldn't you be?
I told her I was going to give her the backup.
No, I mean, hold on.
I told her we could back up her computer too.
Do we feel like giving that backup to the TBI or the FBI is a necessity? I do believe at this point
that she's got phones, she can do the same thing. I've got to stay out of the case. If I venture into the case,
How big is that file? I don't know. Is it megs or is it gigs? No. Oops, sorry. Getting ice cream. I don't know. I didn't even look at the size. It's just once it was done, I went filing. I got his pictures, and his pictures I was able to get separate. I did, not all of them, some of them wouldn't work, but I got most of all his memory pictures. I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? Like, your team, some are just like me. Like, I understand that. I understand that, Tim. But the issue is that if there's something on the phone and you've downloaded it and you've not turned it over, you're complicit. Well, this is no, it's on your computer. You don't know what's in the phone. I did not delete anything. I understand that. It's gone for him. That's all I did. But so what I'm saying is that we know that they're using the forensics. So if they used his forensics before, trying to pinpoint what he did prior and during the time she was missing, they certainly would want to know what's on the phone afterwards. And I feel like there's a real due diligence. There's a real due diligence to make sure that they can access that information, because you want to be able to at least say the answer's not in his phone or the answer is in his phone. But now we've got their business. If she wants to turn his phone into whoever, all I told him was, starting when if you see anything after he went to prison, that's me trying to get his phone back up for him. That's all. Anything, nothing's been changed, nothing's been deleted. You know, there's possibly an app I was trying to do that I pulled off of off his, you search for an app to try to figure out how to get back up, stuff. And if that doesn't work, and I deleted that, but so, okay, nothing's been changed on that phone. I believe it hasn't. But so the issue is that you have a copy of that data, and she has a copy of the data. I've already urged her to turn it into the TBI, and she's going to drink a bottle of whiskey today. She's never going to give that another thought. So my point is that you have the only active copy that could ever potentially reach the hands of the investigators. If you don't turn that in, I mean, if they wanted it, and they specifically said they don't know it exists. They don't know you have. They don't even know you have access to it. I mean, Chris was turning it in. Chris isn't turning in nothing. Chris told me that within a week, and this was 2 months ago, we had a long chat about Boogie, Jody Sue, and Andy. And I said, you got to get Jody Sue and Boogie. Act like he had just found the phone. Yeah. So, when he got out, I wanted him to have it. Trying to pinpoint what he did prior to me trying to get his phone back up for him. That's all. Is that you have a copy of that data, and she has a copy of the data. I've already urged her to turn it into the TBI, and she's going to drink a bottle of whiskey today. She's never going to give that another thought. So my point is that you have the only active copy that could ever potentially reach the hands of the investigators. If you don't turn that in, I mean, if they wanted it, and they specifically said they don't know it exists. They don't know you have. They don't even know you have access to it. I mean, Chris was turning it in. Chris isn't turning it in nothing. Chris told me that within a week, and this was 2 months ago, we had a long chat about Boogie, Jody Sue, and Andy. And I said, you got to get Jody Sue and Boogie and get them polygraphed. Now, Jody Sue isn't probably going to be a candidate for the polygraph by virtue of her chemical situations. But the son is. He's 19. Oh, I promise you within the week, we're going to have them questioned.
and polygraphed. Man, that man ain't turning in none of this shit, Tim. I am sure of it. I don't know what's going on with Chris and Trudy, but it can't be all of these complications with Trudy and these things that they're doing on WJHL and all these things they're stretching the truth about finding remains. Like, man, there is no integrity in any of that shit they're doing. Let me tell you what, at nighttime, Trudy gets together with Candace and Shannon and foul as shit to Prayer Garden or whoever is bashing the wells that night. That's not her child. In fact, I don't even like the idea that I know she's doing it because it's completely unethical for her to sit down in a WJHL segment and call herself a private investigator. That is no longer private, right? Like, you walk into the store and I'm like, hey, Chris, you're the private investigator that tried to give up your services for free on Evelyn Boswell case last year. It's not private anymore. It's clout. They're chasing clout. That's it. If they were chasing money, they wouldn't be here anymore. You can't tell me, huh?
You know, I don't know. I still get confused with the PIs. The thing that kills me is I can connect the PIs to Twister, who connects to Nita, who connects to North Carolina, who connects to Chase in Tennessee and North Carolina with the Rachel King, who we went over earlier. A Thrasher that connects up to here. In my opinion, Nita's son. I'm not saying I'm related to everybody as people say. I'm saying I'm finding people from my home area playing fuck shit games in Summer Wells' case. The only ones I would be blood related to would be my cousins, who would be blood related to people down there in Tennessee, directly within Light Hauler Road and Ben Hill Road. Sinister came on one time. I don't know where the live is. She goes by a new name now and says that she talks to Laura often. And that Laura said, if I said I'm related to these people, I'm related to these people, implying that those people are related to that area. I have text messages from friends and family that can prove. I don't only cover Summer Wells. With that being said, I think there's a possibility my sister's children were targeted, and my sister, who is a junkie and would do anything for money, was targeted because I'm on YouTube. So I'm covering a lot of things. Yesterday I covered in great detail, and a couple weeks ago I covered in great detail my connections from Miami to Pittsburgh to my cousins in Tennessee. I also told you Karen Renfro came to visit me as a child. I don't see her out here denying that, and she's been in Benny's chat, my chat. I can't 100% say all of this is true because everything's in code, but it seems true. I showed my Aunt Rosemary's shit yesterday. There was also the live stream that was taken down by YouTube of mine, where people came in. I'd really like to question Benny about that, if he'd ever grab a link. He'll talk to me in chats, but he won't grab a link. It's so odd. I don't want to fight. I have questions about my lawsuits, about all of it. All right, let's go back to this. I'm going to play a song in a little bit. I don't know which one. I'm going to pick one.
Hadn't they already taken his phone and got everything off of it? And this is just the after.
Maybe they did. But then again, maybe they didn't. And the answer is whoever's in there, we're just holding on to it.
Where did she come from?
They're the professionals, brother. Listen, Tim, there's no way they could know that you have that data. There is no way they could know that you backed that phone up. But you have. All they would have to do is call her and say, oh, we want that phone to look at. I mean, if they want the phone, she's got the phone. If they don't, but that's being uncooperative. Being cooperative, I'm not being asked. But that's the thing, though. In this situation, even if we're not asked, doesn't mean that we can omit information. You have to automatically, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but I would automatically be in a huge rush to get that data from Don's phone to the police. For what reason? Well, the main reason is because if he had something to do with the disappearance, we could know. Second reason is because if we're friends with him,
I'm telling you now, I've been proving to all of you that I'm hacked. Extremely hacked. I showed it the other day where people were remote accessing my computer. Benny, I have to disagree. I feel like if the police want access to Dawn and Candace now in the present, they will have it. It's not hard to do. I'm definitely hacked. I allow them to stay. You know what? I said we're going to play. I've been on 2 hours and 17 minutes. I'm not used to this. I need music. So we're going to go. Let me open up another tab. I have a million tabs. I get confused when I do this. We'll play one of my songs first. What do you think? This song was for my hackers. Oh, I'm looking at lives. I need to look at videos. I wrote this for them when they were deep in hacking me. I'm definitely hacked. Y'all could call me fucking crazy if you want. Where are you? We'll just type it in. This song needs worked on. When I was in the hospital, where the hell did my video go? Here it is. I had a music teacher that plays music, and he was telling me it needs a little more. So I'm going to work on it.
Strange days are here again. Now I'm dancing with my imaginary friends.
In my head, they say what I need to hear, whispering lies that make my problems disappear. Then I get paranoid. Oh no, I let them in again. Should I play along? Why yes, let's play a game of pretend. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Time to let my crazy show. They feed on fears, they twist my thoughts. Act like kings, but they're just bots. Truth is, they just fucking bore me. Now it's my turn, I'll flip the game. Step inside, let's play insane. Let's get this psycho circus started. You're at my party, dearly departed. I can make this fun, do you wanna run? I'm pulling out the big one, just for fun. Pop the champagne and run, bitch, run! Strange days are back again. Still dancing with my imaginary friends. In my head they say what I need to hear on repeat till the silence disappears. 1, 2, 3, now you know. This is how I let my crazy show. They prey on doubt, my insecurity.
This one's for the ones who wake up swinging. For the ones fighting a demon every damn morning. The ones smiling for their kids while dying inside. But don't get it twisted. I still got hell in my veins. So go ahead. Fuck around and find out. Every morning I rise with a war in my chest. Dark thoughts cutting through that bulletproof vest. Smile for the fam, play the role of a saint. But deep down inside, man, I'm drowning in hate. I done danced with the devil, broke bread with my demons. Stared in the mirror, what was looking back, I should have been screaming. I fight to be gentle, I fight to be kind. But that savage in me still lurks in my fucking mind. So don't push me, don't test that flame. I keep it buried, but it knows my name. You wanna see what I'm really about? Then fuck around, boy. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. You think it's easy keeping rage on a leash when the pain feels better than a moment of peace? Black heart and a loving soul, come fucking with me and I'll dig your hole. I ain't no bitch, but I ain't no fool. Not looking for a fight, I'll take you to school. I swear on the grave, I ain't dug yet, son. Push me too far, I'll show you how this fight is won. I ain't proud of what I carry, but I carry it anyway. You test a man's peace, you might meet the beast he ain't unleashed in years. So don't push me, don't test that flame. I keep it buried, but it knows my name. You wanna see what I'm really about? Then fuck around, boy. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. You got demons, so do I. I just train mine away till it's time to ride. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Yeah. You ever stare in the
And if that information can clear him, why are we not in a rush to give it to him? Like, I'm not being really thought of this stuff, but do you see what I'm saying? He tucked away. They got him where he wants it. Right now, we're letting them play out their part. We gotta let them play their part. All these things, we gotta let them play it out. I still have hope.
You know, it's the shit that Tim says like that that makes me believe he could be guilty. Is this a setup for a movie script that he's writing? We listen to We Can Bring You Hope they talked with Cher about Dr. Oz wants the rights. They went to see Dr. Phil. Now you hear Tim, they got to play it out. They got to play it out. And he plays like he's in a play. He'll talk to Benny and you'll hear the whoosh and the theatrics that Tim puts in to his words as if he's always stuck in an acting state. That bothers me. Amongst on his channel when he was putting out, you know how they do it, luring them with kitty cats and puppy dogs and horsies. Like, statements like that creep me out. I don't know why. They just do horribly.
That it's a time-sensitive situation. I still have hope that, let's say, for instance, if the data from that phone is the thing that can find out where this girl is, and if she's alive, she doesn't have to spend another minute living in the hell that God chose for her to live in. I mean, we can see the hell they forced her to live in on Ben Hill. It was hell. So I can't imagine that he would usher his child off to somewhere better than his own care, which his own care was shit. So we have a real dude, like, I still have hope that the girl is alive. I have to. Because at this point, like, for what? It's because I chose this little girl over my own family, and now I can't let it go. And I keep trying to find any reason to let it go, and then I encounter them, but I still can't let it go. Like, I can't get her to think she needs to take that phone in. While at the same time,
I would lay off that. I really would now. I mean,
I just need to lay off the whole thing.
if you venture too far,
I just need to lay off the whole thing, because people have information that they're not in a rush to take to the police. I can't be involved in that no more.
no, like, that's what I said. It's not my place. It's hers. That's what we got to let it play out. We just got to let it. If you told her, so now, I'm telling you too. She's had good counsel.
I'm telling you too. What if we get to the end of this thing and we find out that you got the data that had the answer in your computer, and we just chose to never turn it in because that's not our corner?
I don't think that's.
That's showbiz, right?
Right, Tim.
That's showbiz, right, Buddha?
Right. Tim.
That's showbiz, right, Buddha?
Right, Tim.
How do you know? How do you know? You can't know that unless you went through. But you can't know that that's not a concern unless you went through the phone already. So if you went through the phone already, just say you went through the phone and there's nothing there. That would be an acceptable answer for me to stop asking why we're not trying to rush this shit to the police.
I know it's hard for you to believe. I saw a few texts that some people sharing on Luke going, oh, good grief, that's that share job. But the phone had messages that came in. I didn't open them. I just basically I wanted to get his pictures for him, which turned out to be a huge frustration because that goofy phone just wouldn't.
You know what? I completely agree. If just removing the photos, you could have just created a Google Drive for him that you had access to and downloaded everything from the phone.
I have not done that.
But I'm saying though, like, I understand. But when you backed up the phone, you exposed yourself to possibly holding the key. If it was just pictures and videos, that's one thing. There's not ever going to be, you would think, an answer to this case in the pictures and videos unless he took pictures and videos of what he could have potentially done. But you did, in fact, you grabbed other media or other, you grabbed other stuff, you grabbed other information. So I would, as a friend, say there's no good way in good conscience that you couldn't turn that into the police if we're all about Summer, because she's not going to turn it into the police. And you have to ask yourself why.
Well, it's okay. Why are you right now talking? So hang with me.
It's two people don't want to turn this into the police. I I understand. I have a very limited understanding at this point of why you won, because you tried to stay out of the case, but when you intercepted the backup, it put you in it. And so now I would just say, you know, you are a very decent man. And I would ask you to think about this very extensively, because if the key is in the data you've backed up in the phone, I have to let you know you are complicit in it in terms of forensically moving that data to your computer. You don't know if he has child porn in that phone. You know nothing about what he's visited on that phone, but you have all that traffic now in your computer. And as I understand it, you haven't went through any of it. So you could have 87,000 links to pornography in your computer right now that you can't see, but are there in the metadata. That if they come for your computer, you've got those links in your architecture now. You can't get rid of them. It's in there. You know that. You can delete that file.
The Apple file, whatever the Apple file is.
Huh?
I said it would be in that Apple file, whatever they do when they do a backup.
Yeah, but guess what? The pictures that Donald Cervi Jr. got caught with, they came from someone else's camera too, or I mean someone else's computer. That's how they get past, Tim. They don't have any idea of what your motive is unless you tell them. Right?
Exactly.
That's the thing. If they organically come to you, like let's say they come for that phone, all Candace has to do is say, Tim Bullings has a copy of the phone too. Yeah. So now they're going to come over there and they're going to say, why do you have this in your computer, but you never brought it to us first? What people are involved in? That's what they'll tell you.
I said because I told Chris, and he's an investigator, and he said he was doing that.
You can't blame it on Chris, though. You'll still be in trouble. I mean, you can try to blame it on Chris from the jail, but it's not going to work. Because you're in physical possession of whatever's on. You've now taken that man's trust, and you put it in your life in a way. But even then, if you're harboring data from his phone that you haven't willingly turned over, that's good. That could be a problem for you. I'm just being honest with you. You don't know. You have no idea to know what you have. So this is the deal. If I back up your phone and you got child porn in your phone or links to it, and they become hip to the fact that I got your data on my computer, they're going to come over and find the same thing in my computer as in his phone. And it doesn't matter how it got there. You willingly uploaded it to your computer. That's intent. All you got to do is reach intent. And next thing you know, you're going for a preliminary examination to find out if they've got enough evidence to move forward with a trial. In forensic evidence, you know in all of this, like, Tim, I want to tell you, you're kind of in between a rock and a hard place, potentially. Now, I don't want to say my friend Don has these things on his phone, but I'll tell you what, my friend Don elbows his old lady in the face, and he, diddles his sister when they're young. Like, we've talked about his sexual deviance. We've talked about the potential of him sneaking away, smoking crack, and yeah. I mean, I love you, brother, and I'm not trying to talk weakness to friendship. That's for sure. That's it. Weakness to friendship. And because I love you like I do, I gotta be stiff about it. Like, that dude is a sexual deviant. Let me tell you what, he doesn't just drive to Knoxville and try to find crack. And he's got crack dealers all in his phone. What does he do when he's out there? All kinds of sexual deviism. So if he doesn't have a hooker with him, what is he doing? Smoking crack, looking at pornography from his phone. So all of that stuff is in that phone, and it's on your computer right now. You know Don is involved in the underworld with the drugs and the people that go with the drugs. I mean, all of that is in your computer now. So I would say that in order to clear yourself, you would have to go there and just say, man, look, this is the situation. Because I'm going to tell you what, she don't want to take the phone up there. And I don't know why she wouldn't. Especially when 2 days ago, the sheriff just got through saying they're being uncooperative. So if she knows her husband didn't have anything to do with it, that's what you do. You just rush up there like, Sheriff Lawson, Here's Donnie's phone. Please, I'm trying to be cooperative. Run through it, please. Man, you would load up every single device you have trying to be cooperative. You wouldn't just call the news and say, come over here and video me saying, I'm being cooperative. Well, guess what? Candace didn't even go on the fucking thing. So she was being uncooperative, even with the media. She created a scenario. Like, how silly is that? I don't know. Like, I want it to be one way. But unfortunately, with the way that I have researched this thing, Tim, they can't be. What we're looking at is a scenario, unfortunately. Now, let me check this out. John says they're abducted. There is no proof of an abduction, and there's no signs of foul play. What does he say? It's a very real possibility she wandered away from her home and became lost in the mountainous terrain surrounding her home. That's verbatim. I got that down. How could Don and Candace be called not cooperative when the sheriff thinks she wandered away? After 8.5 months of her wandering away, how can he fix his mouth to say they're uncooperative? There should be no changes. I mean, you let them come back. I mean, you welcome them to come back and give you any update. How, in a wandering off, can a parent be found uncooperative 8 months later? Doesn't work. It's like saying I don't even know how to. It's just the craziest logic. You know, it's like saying the dog ran away.
I'm gonna bet you
took him in the truck and drove him around the corner to do it. That doesn't even make sense. How are they being uncooperative in a case that you've already said they don't know anything about it? Dr. Phil said, they don't know anything about it. Behavioral panel, they don't know anything about it. Ronnie Lawson just said they know something about it and they're not being cooperative. What that means is that theoretically, they've been asked a question or some questions and they've refused to answer them. At the very least, right? Evoking your Fifth Amendment right to be silent, right, also equates to being uncooperative. So, I asked, what is there to be uncooperative of if the running game is that she wandered away? You don't have any information about, like, what information could you even give that would be uncooperative if you don't know where she went? That's Ronnie Lawson telling on himself, trying to be tricky on the fucking thing. Because what he just said is they know, but they won't tell us. They're not being cooperative. Well, whoa, where'd that come from? Because 7-8 months ago, you said it's the very blah, 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 mountains, around her house. That's like telling me I know where my dog ran away to. Well, if I knew, why would I be asking for your help? And if I knew, if you continue to ask me the same questions you've been asking me, I'm going to tell you the same answers again.
Agree, little Dev. I feel like they could give us a little more. However, you have to keep in mind that law enforcement has to keep shit under the belt, because if they don't, the perpetrator or whatever happened to Summer may never come to light. You'll never get the truth. That gives people an opportunity to clean up, to hide. The police don't want you to know exactly who their suspect is or what they're thinking. that would ruin the case. So we walk on eggshells here on YouTube. What pisses me off is Lawson was going, don't follow social media, don't follow social media. However, he shouldn't be following social media that closely, close enough in the background, in my opinion, where he could figure out if somebody on social media is playing games, which I think, starting with the PIs, in my opinion, there are. Tim Mullen, Chase, when you put that and couple it with fake feds, and you go down the line of what I think I've been showing you, you see the bigger picture here, which could be many crimes or just one crime leading to Summer. Either way, there's a lot of crime on YouTube surrounding Summer's case. And I think it's best for the TBI and LE and the FBI to just stay in the background and monitor whoever is out here covering Summer's case. I don't think they should have gotten so angry. The anger shows something, in my opinion, with Lawson. Is it showing his corruption? Because we know what he did for his son, right?
I don't know. Them 3 words don't change in 8 months, 8.5 months. I don't know. Now all of a sudden they're doing 2 searches back to back. They did. I was told they did a little extra searching on a 3rd morning, and so we got 3 searches, and we got in saying that they're not being cooperative. That's a complete change. He just honed in on them as suspects. That's what he did. He didn't say everyone's not being cooperative. He says the parents aren't being cooperative. Guess what? He just cleared Jody Stu, Andy Bernard, Jackie Dobbs, Frank Light. He just cleared everyone and put his scope directly on the parents. That's it. I mean, it's a play on words, but it's just logic and critical thinking. When you look at it, like, okay, that's what he said. And these people are using the media to pass messages to each other instead of talking. Candace goes on the air the next day. He's on the air before, on the day after. Like, man, who's not doing what? I guarantee you it ain't gonna be the police. It's gonna be Candace and Don. He's turned on them. I'm telling you. And I told you from the very day that I was up there, and then police came and interacted with them about the trespassing while I was there in Macklin, the little short one, the bald head. Lieutenant Macklin, you there? I'm here. Lieutenant Macklin, he was treating them like shit. As soon as he got out the truck, he was treating Graham and Candace real bad, and immediately I was like, he knows they did, he just can't prove it. Can't prove it. Wasn't no reason why he was supposed to come up there and treat Graham and Candace like shit.
This is what I was talking about. Benny was up there where he's seen physical police interactions. The police came. When Molly Golightly and Cam and all of them were down there screaming in the bear spray, when Benny came in, I believe it was December 9th, 2022. I could be wrong. Around that time. And Molly, they were coming down the hill. There was a big fight. Everybody remember that? The police had come and Benny seen the interactions between the police and the Wells. I think that's important. This is the information I look for when listening to these interactions the other YouTubers have had. I think it's important to, keep the focus on the parents and the perpetrator. Yep. Let's hope Summer's still alive. I always hold hope.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We're still trying to fine, baby, summer, and I'm so sorry these people are here bothering you, man. And he got out the car and was like, yeah, no, we're not doing none of that. Treated him like shit. And I told you, I wanted to know if Macklin was just a dickhead. So when he looked at me at a point, I nodded. He walked over to me, with me towards the telephone pole in the shed, and he was like, hey, like, Macklin's a very decent man. He just doesn't treat Candace and Grandma Candace good. Because, in my opinion, he knows he just can't prove it yet. I mean, can you imagine Madeline McCann's parents calling and saying there's people trespassing? They would come over and say, oh, McCann's, I'm so sorry, what can I do to service you? They didn't want shit to do with the Wells. They don't want shit to do with the Wells. They aren't treating out. Cliff Edwards, he came up on that hill, and he was a very, very decent man, but what he did is he just came in as the good cop. Now, Macklin is the bad cop, and Evans is the good cop. So, yeah, I don't know, right? Like, but if you look at it the way I just explained it to you, there is no reason in a wandering away case that a sheriff could ever come back and say they're not being cooperative. You can't be uncooperative in something you don't know about unless you actually know about it. So, regardless of all everything we've discussed.
I think this is a good ending point. I'm going to come back and we're going to finish this. Jody said that Dawn's land should have went to Mock and Sherfy Sr. Yeah, she did say that. And they're related. Those are, all the good points. Lots of stuff talked about in chat. Not really many chatters, but really good points. And they all connect if you just sit and listen. I think I'm going to end this here because we just ended with the police interactions. We're going to get into Ernie here soon. I'm going to split this. There's 2 hours left. I'm going to come back. My kids just came in. I hear the babies crying. They weren't home, and I don't know where they went. I went this morning and sat with my husband. I'm going to take his place. He got a new job. And I'm going to take his place up at the convenience store up the street. So I'm going to be cashiering on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, 12 hours each day. So I won't be as live on the weekends soon. So I want to get through as much as I can, but I will be going live during the week still. Just going to go to work. I need a job. I'm sick of sitting in the house, and my grandbabies are screaming. So I'm going to end this here. And I'll come back in a few hours after my husband gets off at 7. He'll be home about 8. After he gets off work and he's home and everything's chill, I'll come back live again and we will finish this up. And there's something I want to go over with Ernie. I want to go over some of his breakdowns. And Benny will talk about some things in the rest of this video here. When we get there, we're going to go through some of that. And I don't mean it intentionally to attack Ernie, but I think it will give us a bigger standpoint of who Ernie is, his character. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Peace and love. See you all in a few hours. Bye.